Buffering. Hello, everyone. Today's date is, if you don't know, Saturday, the 10th of July. I hope you are all very well today. Today, can you believe this, is the 81st, hail chat, by the way. Today is the 81st anniversary of the first day of the Battle of Britain. For our younger viewers, that was WWII, or World War II. If you don't know what that is, please Google it. Quite important with the UK, Germany, America, and for things in the world. So, yeah, 81st anniversary of the first day of the Battle of Britain, which coincidentally happens to be one of my favourite war movies. Moving on. Okay, so I will also say, before we kind of get into the meat of it, come on, England. Come on, England. We will talk about England and that big game tomorrow when the MegaGeek appears, because he is a massive fan of the football, as we know. So, come on, England. On television this week, here we go. The penultimate episode of Wokey dropped. And Sylvie is still amazing and really good at chatting up big purple clouds. So there you go. Richard E. Grant, although I will say Richard E. Grant was fun, but I don't know about you folks, I'm still rooting for the alligator Loki. So last episode next week, so we'll be very interested to see where that goes, actually. So see if they can save it, because it's been bad. So yeah. Disney's also in the Disney camp. Black Widow dropped this week in theaters and streaming, and it seems to be getting kind of mixed reviews with certain people. So we'll talk about a little bit more about that in a moment or two. Also with superheroes, Dean Cain, he of Superman fame and directly connected to Black Widow. Stephen Dorff, he of Blade and True Detective. They've been kind of airing their concerns of all this woke bollocks that is basically it's basically taking over the world. So yeah, so we'll talk about that in a moment or two once we've got the guest out. And just to say, finally, this week we had the loss of the great director Richard Donner at the age of 91. So we'll talk about the stuff that's been going on during the week first, and then we'll kind of we'll go through Mr. Donner's back catalogue effectively. So yeah, so he was known for such classics as The Omen. Hello, Cockney. Superman, The Goonies, and of course the Lethal Weapon series. So we'll talk about those in a moment. So here we go, folks. Shall we get the guests out? I think we should. Here we go. First up, he is the 200 subscription king with 18 live streams to celebrate his 200th subscriber. Is he from the past, present, or the future? Only he knows. Is he a replicant? Who knows? But here he is. Cockney Spock.
Yay! Ripley something, I'm sure. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, mate. Are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Hang on, let me try horizontal because I'm gonna feel like a right tip with no icon all afternoon. There you go. Here we go. Hello, everyone. There you go.
He's Dan Ranker, everybody.
Dan Ranker, that's right. Happy
Cockney,
Britain Day, everyone. Yeah, coming, sir, for jokes,
You're coming?
laughter, and going at the same time, but one later and one earlier, indeed. How fare thee?
I'm not bad, mates. I'm not bad. Are you pumped for this? Are you ready?
I'm good. I don't know if it's what it is, but I'm not in charge of how I feel when I wake up, but I'm feeling quite chipper this morning, for it is morning where I am. Pumped about the show, pumped about the football, pumped about everything, pumped about pumps.
Yeah, Saturday night here, obviously Sunday where you are, so all good, yes?
All right. Very good, thank you, sir.
Shall we get the next guest out?
Please, let's.
Next up, get your lightsabers at the ready. A true Star Wars fan in every sense of the word. All the way from Las Vegas. Here he is, the wonderful, not Brian Young.
Yay!
Good evening, Mr. Brown. Good evening, Cockney. Good evening, chat.
Evening.
How
are you?
I'm very good. Well, you? Thank you. I'm very well, thank you. Nice intro, by the way.
For who? For Cockney, yes. It was. I worked long and hard on that one. Yes.
Superb. the bribes paid off.
Yes, I don't spend my Saturday afternoons doing nothing, so there you go.
Very professional. Very good.
Speaking of professional, how many pages of notes this week?
0. Absolutely none. Feeling confident.
Me too.
Very good. So we're getting there, yes? So sounds like you're ready for this, yeah?
I'm indeed up for it.
Shall we get the next guest out?
Absolutely. Let's get this show on the road.
I will say, ladies, prepare yourself. Class has arrived. So next up, he's the Jester from Leicester. The channel's... I know, shit, isn't it?
I like it.
He's the Jester from Leicester. I nicked it off a snooker player. That's his calling card. But there you go. That's how good we are on this channel. I'll say it again. He's the Jester from Leicester, the channel's very own interior design specialist, novelist, Star Wars fan, and is an upcoming meme machine. It's Demonscythe. Swapswap.
Yay!
Hello, sir. Moving on.
That was a quick interview.
Classic stream killer technique there from Swapshop. Are you alive, Swapshop?
Yes. His camera's on, but his microphone's off. They're both off. What's happened? Quick, someone send a search party. Swapshop, are you face down in a bowl of Swarfiga? I get that on my channel a lot. Does happen.
I'm kind of thinking that he has technical difficulties. Shall we move on?
How about now?
Can you? This is Clem Fandango. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Stephen, can you hear me?
Well, it appeared my phone went sleep mode. How about that?
No.
Much like this stream, sleep mode.
Oh! Self-burn.
I was going to say, Cockney, do you sleep in that outfit?
Yes.
He doesn't sleep.
It's actually your pajamas, isn't it?
These are my gym jams, and ironically enough, I wear gym jams when I go out into town. Very confusing for everybody.
He gets put he gets put into a suspension chamber, like in Empire Strikes Back.
That
I have to ask,
suspenders.
what if that's the case? Then what do you wear in battle reenactments?
Well, interesting. Life is a battle reenactment, isn't it? I normally go sky-clad like the ancient Celtic warriors, just me and a big smile coming at you. Ah! That normally sets the money. Goes down a treat down the market.
How is everybody doing this evening, Mr. Brown? You're looking dapper as usual.
Yeah, not bad, mate. Are you okay?
I'm all right. Your mutton chops are looking rather spruced, Cockney. Credit to you.
Nice.
Mr. Brian Young,
yes.
Your Scottish accent sounding lovely and Scottish.
Why, thank you. Very kind.
And oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, smooth.
Do you know, I I think we're having so much fun. Shall we forget about the other guests and just carry on?
Hang on, but we need the football expert.
Oh,
Yeah, I was going to say.
oh.
I was just about to say hello to them, but they're not even here yet, so I've got to wait.
I know. They're
Yeah.
outside. We've got to let them in. Shall we get the next guest out, Matt?
Oh, if you have to.
Somebody's got to. So here she is, the princess of Xanadu, but she's the queen of this channel, all the way from the land of Texas Shire. It's Reni Alpha.
Hello. Hi, Mr.
Hello.
Brown. Hi, Matt. Hi, Cockney and Brian.
Whoa.
Spit it out,
Hey,
girl.
Reni, how are you?
Ego.
How are you guys?
All the better for seeing you, my dear.
Can I please say a special shout out to Tommy and Stieg and Dalek for coming
No.
by to say hello? So thank you.
It's may I know.
Well, it's done.
No.
There you go.
It's very good to be here, you guys. It's been as you know, it's been a kind of a stressful couple of weeks. So it's really nice to spend this afternoon hanging with friends. So really happy to be here.
When are they showing up?
Well, yeah, I was going to say, when are they showing up? Oh, he's showing up in a minute.
Here he
You
is.
guys suck.
You
Yeah.
guys.
You guys
Listen,
suck.
We know we suck. That's the difference. Moving on.
Ooh.
Moving on.
Suckage self-awareness is key. Moving on. Come on, let's get the football pundit on.
Shall we get John Motson out then?
Go on, then.
Okay. We'll get the last guest out. Here he is, bringing up the rear. The wise.
Hey.
Hey-o.
Bringing up the rear. The wise elder of the channel. The writer, the producer, the director, paid up member of Selfridges Appreciation Society. My teeth are not working. Massive football fan. Big day for him tomorrow. Here he is, the great MegaGeek himself, Ian John Motson Diaz.
Yay!
Yay.
Oh, sorry. Hello.
Hey, Ian.
Yeah.
Ball, footy.
Sorry, you were describing somebody else, so I wasn't sure if you were describing me. So there you go.
Ooh.
Because you are Rebecca Gold.
Always believe in your
Never gets old.
Season
Never gets
2
old.
never
Never
gets
get told
old.
that rhymes. Well done.
Because you are old. That never gets gold. Moving on.
Moving
I
on.
love that
Move on.
costume Cockney's got on. It's so cool. It really
Probably
is very
wouldn't-
cool.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Probably wouldn't be the last time I actually won this is a true story. I won a fancy dress competition. I was wearing my normal clothes. I didn't even know I was in that thing. True story. Moving on.
Oh, jeez.
You just wandered in by accident.
Was it a Jesse's Tips fancy dress competition from Fast Show?
No, it's actually at a Zoe concert, funnily enough. But this week, I will mostly be invading Zululand. Moving on. Too soon. Moving on.
Yeah, I think we're peaking too soon, mate. I think you need to put a lid on that.
I'm too excited. I'm only on my first coffee as well. Shall I get the second one on? Whoa.
Yeah, go on. Before we move on, Ian, is there any news on the Rebecca Gold front?
Not really. Still struggling with finance, and also the fact that Katie's umming and ahhing about being in it. So
I'm going to send her
I'm
a
doing
message.
my best. I'm doing my best. You know, I'm not Hollywood or anything like that. I'm Cricklewood personally.
That's a T-shirt, not Hollywood. Cricklewood.
Cricklewood.
You know,
Nice.
so I'm doing my best to trying to get it off the ground. I mean, we've got a wonderful script, but it's just, you know, some people, you know, just
Well,
don't
you're ahead of
appreciate
Black
it, I
Widow.
guess.
It's all about the money, Ian. It really is. So
Yeah, it's. I mean, you know, I could spend my own money on it, but I probably will in the end. But you know, it'd be nice if people, you know, if I found someone.
I've not got much money. I'll give you a $5 any day, mate.
that'll buy someone a sandwich.
Have you tried the GoFundMe like everybody else?
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. But the thing is, though, what I want to do is start off with some money before I go to GoFundMe. If you know what I mean. You know, like when they have the telethons on TV, you don't think they start off with no money whatsoever, do you? They start off with some money, and then they always do. So at the ending, they never fail, because you think that one year nobody will give them any money and they'll big egg on their face, but that never will happen, because they never start off with no money in the pot at all.
Exactly.
So I'm just trying to get some money in the pot so I can actually go and do an Indiegogo or a GoFundMe or something like that,
I'll fund
so at
you
least I
to
stand a
get-
chance.
I'll fund you to get a t-shirt made with the words Cricklewood across it, like the Hollywood sign.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yes.
Could somebody in the chat put Hollywood? Sorry, not Hollywood, Cricklewood, or Cricklewood, not
It's not
Hollywood.
my joke. It used to, what is it? Morecambe and Wise used to say that all the time, didn't they? In their show, they always used to say, you say, "Oh, he's from Hollywood." Then you say, "Oh, what, Cricklewood?" And he goes, "No, Hollywood, Cricklewood, no, Hollywood." They always say that. If you ever watch Morecambe and Wise, that is
Tried and tested material, my friend. So we know it works.
Exactly. So there you go. It's not, it's not from me. It's from them, really. Anyway,
I have
Good
a
night
small
from me. Good night
confession,
from
if
him.
I may.
Oh, what's your name?
Taxi cab confessions.
I almost tweeted Katie and say, please do season 2, but
I'm not stopping. I think everybody should tweet her. Personally,
I didn't commit.
There's nothing a lady likes more than a barrage of tweets in her inbox. Let's put it.
But no, seriously, though, I think everybody should tweet her, because I just put it up on Vimeo, and I've had 500 people watching that on Vimeo. I thought that people won't watch on Vimeo because it's free on YouTube.
Vimto,
yeah. Remember that? Remember Vimto? That was
Vimto,
blackcurrant, would you believe?
Reni's got no idea what you're talking about.
I know.
excellent.
Vimto, Ribena, though. So Vimto was a cheap version of Ribena. That's what it was.
Oh, wow.
Ribena.
Nice.
Rebecca Ribena.
Yeah. We used to say that in school. You say, you're drinking Vimto, the cheap version of Ribena.
Hey, it's handsome Superman.
Get out.
Ugly Superman. I haven't seen any of the. I need to catch up with that show.
Big news on this week. Big news.
Lois Lane
Luthor's
actually
coming back?
ate something.
Superman
Brian?
gets plastic surgery, no longer ugly.
There you go.
Brian, shall we tell them what the big news is with this week?
I think you better, because I've missed this.
The big news is it's not been on for the second week.
What?
Why?
Why? Plastic
I don't
surgery.
know. Maybe they run out of episodes.
No,
But
the people that are in charge, they're jealous because a lot of people are watching it, and they don't want you to watch something that makes sense. They want you to watch the tick box shows. That's what they want you to watch. So that's why they've taken it off again.
I will say
That's
the
terrible.
big news. The big news is, and Reni will confirm this. The future ruler of Earth, the illustrious Doomcock, he was
Hail
banging on
Doomcock.
about Hail Doomcock. He was banging on saying how good it was yesterday, wasn't he?
Yeah, he typically talks about it on Friday Night Frolics when people bring it up, and he seems to really like the show. So, yeah, I haven't heard him say anything bad about it.
He basically said what we've been saying for weeks. It's the best thing on TV. All the wokery has gone. Occasionally you get the odd teeny weeny bit, but just kind of well written, fun. He likes the fugly Superman as well, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Fugly.
I mean, let's just call it what it is, right? But yeah, he talks about the acting and the writing and everything being really good. It's just if we could get a better looking Superman, I think it would be all right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree.
Coyote
Totally
date
agree.
Superman.
Have you seen that picture that somebody put up of Henry Cavill, and he did his costume brighter? And
Oh,
gave him
yeah.
the little curl,
Oh
and
yeah.
it looks so much better, and he gave him some
does.
pants as well. Looks
It
so
looked good, but it looked a bit like Russ Abbott's Cooperman to me.
Oh no! I thought it
Oh come
looked
on.
so much
Now you're
better.
talking.
So
It's
much
Henry
better.
Cavill. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So much better. Much better than the horrible, dirty old blue and red, and looks like he's wearing a onesie costume with a
Yeah.
cape too long.
Like he's wearing like a pair of like, what is it called? Long pajamas or whatever?
Yeah,
long johns.
onesie.
Leggings.
Yeah.
Jeggings.
Ridiculous, isn't it? There you go.
I will say, I noticed online before I came on, Joe Schuster, it was his birthday, or would have been his birthday today.
Yes.
10th of July. Thank you, Cockney. You retweeted, I think so. 1914 he was born. So Joe Schuster, one of the co-creators of Superman. So happy birthday if you were still alive. I will just say Superman and Lois is back this Tuesday. So bring it on. Yes. Are you happy with that, Brian?
Need to start watching
I'm
it.
indeed.
Everybody keeps saying it's good.
It's very good.
I think you need to catch up, MegaGeek. Moving on.
Catch up. Moving on.
I prefer mayonnaise myself.
Nice. Excellent.
He's here all week. Stream killer. Moving on.
Hashtag stream killer.
God. Speaking of
Cucumber man.
Cucumber.
Speaking of stream killers.
Fuck's sake.
Cucumber. Big fat clock.
Right, okay. MegaGeek says, I will quote, for fuck's sake, and he never swears. So, Ian, you can start. What do you reckon?
You know what, right? I saw I was meant to go on Keith's channel and talk about this, but I was working, so I couldn't make it. And I texted him. I said, you can read this out if you want, but if you've ever seen Keith's channel, he has a lot of people that I think they could kind of like it. But he said that he only saw it, so he didn't text it. But this is what I texted him, right? I said, I saw episode 5 yesterday. It was beyond crap now. The feminine politics still playing right through it. Loki's a guest star in his own show, following Sylvie around like a love-struck puppy. She has all the answers while Loki is made to look a fool again. She knows what to do while Loki knows nothing. I don't know why this show is called Loki when he's not leading the charge. I'm done with the show and all that don't strike a balance portraying men and women and good, fair diversity representation. That's what I said to him. But he didn't read it out because he said, oh, I just saw it when it finished.
Oh, come on. He just didn't want to read it.
Yeah.
Other than that, you're enjoying it.
Well, maybe he did. No, I this episode, that's it. I don't care what happens in the last episode. I don't care. This episode showed us, all of us, that the feminine gender is very much alive in this show. Loki is a sap. All the other Lokis are a sap. In fact, probably the only clever Loki there is the crocodile, and that's about it. You know, the whole show is just rubbish. Personally,
rubbish. We won't have it.
That's
too silly.
Oh my god!
I will say,
Superman and me on a double date.
probably unintentional, but very, very nice kind of perspective shots. That is
good, isn't it?
Beautiful.
I put a lot of work into it.
It's the fellatio angle.
Thank goodness you don't have any boogers up your nose.
Yeah,
I cleared them out earlier.
Yeah, that was my impression of Loki. What a load of old poo. That's all I can say.
See what you mean.
Brian, did you watch it?
I endured it. I don't know if I watched it. I certainly endured it.
Endured.
It was another side quest this week, wasn't it?
Yeah, just absolute nonsense. It really is. As I said, I've had enough now. I don't care anymore about this show because, as I said. No, but the thing is, though, nobody can argue the fact that he is a guest star in his own show. Nobody can argue the fact that they are treating males like idiots. You know, all the males in this show are idiots or too soft or don't have balls between their legs. It's ridiculous. Ooh. Now it's just getting sad. It's getting very sad, these shows. And I agree with Gary. Now, if I see a show and I sniff woke, I'm not watching anything anymore. I'm just going to cut it off and watch old shows and stuff. I think everybody should do that, tell you the truth.
Oh my god.
That's kind of what I do too. So I totally agree with you, Ian.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on.
The show is boring as well because there's no stakes.
Yeah.
Nothing really matters. There's no one to root for, you know?
Yeah.
What, no
Really,
rump
it's
steaks
just-
or T-bones or anything like that?
Boom, there you go.
Delivered.
President
Like a
Loki,
steak.
who was teased in the trailer for months, lasted about 20 seconds
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
being
exactly.
unceremoniously
Oh, she must have
dispatched.
been attractive.
Hello, Tupac. Yeah.
And who's the guy in what's his name? The guy, the actor, the British actor,
Richard E. Grant.
Richard E. Grant was
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
He must have been in it for like how many minutes? Maybe
3.
9 minutes.
You know,
And at
he was
the ending,
good.
right? He had the chance to leave that shithole, and he went, "This is my home." It made no
No
sense.
sense.
My
Why
home
would he
is-
not leave?
Do you know Richard E. Grant was good in it, and it was nice to see him, but he played the kind of downtrodden version of Loki, a kind of
They were
Jake
all-
Skywalker
they were
Loki, if you
all-
will.
Yeah, they were
Jake
all-
Loki.
Yeah,
Jokey.
That was
Jokey.
it.
Jokey Loki Wokey.
MC in
cucumber.
the chat. Hail,
Hail
MC. The,
MC.
the wingman, the time travelist, time traveler, whatever.
Hail
Basically,
MC of the future of the,
the,
present.
the wingman to both channels. Gator steaks.
Nice. Alligator? Crocodile?
Nice.
Oh,
Because Loki,
Ah.
alligator Loki.
I'm
steaks.
rooting for the gator, by the way.
she
I'm
was
rooting
the
the
only
gator.
one that knew. Oh, we'll go to the smoke monster, and I'll use my powers on the smoke monster, and
Purple
we'll find
haze.
out. What a
All in
load
my
of
brain.
bollocks!
Bollocks.
What a load of bollocks!
Is
It's
it
like
the smoke
you're the
monster from
only one
Lost?
that knows.
Is
You're
it from
the only
Lost?
one. What?
They never
Did you
explained
like-
that fucking smoke monster?
Did you like Mobius's line? You're my favorite.
What a load of rubbish, eh? What a load of rubbish.
Well,
if I had a
there you
character
go.
called Mobius, did Mobius at any point in the show take his clothes off?
Matrix, wasn't it?
Mobius
That's
strip.
Mobius.
You're welcome. I'll be here
Morpheus.
all night.
Morpheus.
strip.
That's Morpheus.
Oh, Morpheus.
There you go, I
Morpheus
stand
strip.
corrected.
That doesn't work. Morpheus,
is.
Morpheus.
It's really
Where's you with
sad. It
this?
really is. It's really sad. And as I said, right,
So's Lassie come
Tom
home.
Hiddleston is either an idiot or he's just
Or-
doing it for the money. And I believe he's just
For the
doing it
money.
for the money. I can't believe
Maybe
he's
it's both. Maybe
so
he's an idiot doing it for the money.
blind to the script.
Perhaps he's taken up flying and he needs a new light aircraft.
I mean, like,
Oh.
of course.
Harrison.
Harrison again.
Yeah, Harrison's spare aeroplanes.
Bijot Moore.
Shout
In
out
the
Brigitte
chat.
Moore.
Bijot Moore. Yeah, just watching older stuff at the moment. Was watching Blade. Oh, God. Blade Runner
Oh.
International Cut.
This
This
evening.
evening.
Oh, we've got a question about that, don't we? We'll save it for later. Moving on.
Go on.
Is Deckard happy?
I don't
Well,
think
it's-
Deckard's
no,
ever been
no.
happy.
Inverted
it's not, it's
expectations there, Cockney.
He's never
I
been happy.
subverted them completely. Is Rick Deckard actually a Cylon? Is he a toaster rather than a skin job? Discuss. Moving on.
Ian, your friend Pete actually pitched a better version of the show when he's on that home media minefield
How did
yesterday.
he? What did
He
he say?
figured it would have been better had it been 6 self-contained episodes showing Loki's antics from different points in his life rather than this TVA bollocks that no one really cares
Anything
about.
would have been better than what they've given us, and
A
it's
certain
obvious.
point of view.
And it's obvious that they're just pushing the agenda. And this show was made because of the agenda. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous.
Ian, do
Yeah.
you remember last week when you said your friends on Keith's channel, they are not aware of all this stuff?
What
You
do you
know,
mean?
all
Not
the-
aware?
They're,
Oh, you make
they're
Pete
not
from
aware of
Peterborough.
the,
Oh, it's not woke. It's fine.
the woke
Yeah.
stuff. They just see it as entertainment. They can't see the agenda, can they? Well, I kind of get the feeling that they may have woken up a little yesterday with what I
Oh,
watched.
I never saw it. I
Yeah,
I just
definitely.
refuse not.
Yeah,
to
would you
watch
agree
it
with that,
anymore.
Brian? They
Yeah,
kind
absolutely.
Of, I
There was a
think
different
started
tone
to-
entirely. I think
Yeah,
when
that's good.
when Yoko left, it was a it was an awful lot different.
When I
Yeah.
what? When
When
what?
Yoko left,
Yoko. Who's Yoko?
Pete's
She
missus.
was the fifth Beatle.
Okay. When she left, she was in the stream. was she?
She wasn't on that last night.
She wasn't on at all. So it was, I think it was quite different from last time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think they already know it. They just don't want to admit it, and Pete doesn't want to admit that it all started with the comics in the 80s. So he
Yeah.
doesn't want to admit that either. So, but that's okay. That's all right. I mean, I don't
tell you
care
what,
what they think anyway.
If the show doesn't work, if Loki fails, they're going to have egg on their face, and then they can call it Yoki. Thank you.
Hey-o.
But the thing is, they you know, even if it
Wah.
fails, they'll hide it from you, won't they? Because nobody knows the ratings. They'll never let you see the ratings for these shows, so they could be lying through their teeth and saying, you know, millions of people are watching it.
Yeah.
Well,
kind of
we'll
like
never
when
know.
I'm
they,
reading it.
when they fudge the numbers for Rotten Tomatoes. So, I mean, I wouldn't put it past them.
Indeed. Rotten Tomatoes are rotten. I give them a 2%.
Give them a thumbs down.
Thumbs down, Rotten Tomatoes. You are rotten.
So
Ah,
are we
well,
all
never mind.
agreed it's a load of old bollocks?
It sucks. Yeah, it kind of sucks.
Sooner it finishes, the better, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I really do think
What a
it's
shame,
That's
really.
what she
nonsense.
said.
Wah.
Moving on.
So welcome to the Carry On stream, everybody, hosted by Captain Cockney Spock,
Oh, you are awful, but I like you.
with
Rachel.
intro by MegaGeek.
Remember the T-shirt, Cockney at the front, brown at the back. Moving on.
Indeed. Did moving on from Wokey with his cucumber, did anybody see this going down this week with Stephen Dorff of Blade?
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah.
Pathetic.
Moving on.
well, basically, he was saying that he was embarrassed for
For
her and
ScarJo, yeah.
Scarlett, yeah, and you know, he'll never make a Marvel movie. He's looking for the next, you know, the next great director. He'd rather work with a kid, you know, who's up and coming than Marvel. And stuff. He's got a
send him
point,
your name.
really. Yeah, right.
Well,
He's got a point, really.
he does,
It's a classic
but, like,
logic
she knew
problem,
what
though.
she was getting into when she signed on. It's not like poor thing,
Yeah,
you
a
know. She
skimpy
got
outfit.
paid pretty handsomely, so you know.
Smelling of double standards, I think.
Yeah.
Sheer double standards.
It was okay at the time to do whatever in Iron Man 2, but now because it's politically correct or blah, 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 out of the piece of meat. Well, if you was, give them all your money back. If you
Yeah.
felt that strong about it.
You got paid for it.
Oh, sorry, that's
and you
double
took the money.
standards, love.
Yeah.
Shut up, ScarJo.
I went to see it, actually.
As much as we love you, as much as we love you.
Put your knickers on, make us a cup of tea.
I was
went
going
to
to say,
see it.
has anybody seen it? So yeah,
I've
go
seen
on,
it, yeah.
MegaGeek. Go on then.
Apparently MC has.
I went to see it as well.
Did you?
Yeah. The script didn't make any sense. It really
Well, they only
didn't.
had 11 days to write it. It took them 10 days just to come
Yeah.
up with the title,
Yeah.
apparently.
And MC says, I saw Black Widow last night. 3 blokes in it, the rest women. Overall, entertaining, but it's more like an old Bond movie.
I wouldn't go as far as to say that. The Bond movie is
Ooh.
quite entertaining. But,
Oh, slam.
Snap.
the thing is, though, it's, you know, there are some nice bits in it, but she was never in any danger because we know she doesn't die in this. So,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So, how could you feel anything for any of the her in the show? Oh, I don't know, mate. I really don't. It wasn't
Temple
very
of
good.
Doom. You know he's going to
Like,
survive.
how
There's
could
no
you
dramatic
have
tension.
any suspense knowing what the future is? Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Not
I
wasting
know.
my money.
It was almost like, so what you're saying is the life has been sucked out of it before it even got going, effectively.
There were some nice bits in it, but the story didn't make any sense. Like, she goes to visit her sister and they end up fighting. And for the life of me, I can't figure out why they were fighting.
2 sisters fighting. That's
Because
never
they
happened.
can.
But the
Why
thing,
not?
but the thing
Because
is, though,
it was in the script.
Because the script demands.
11 days.
it made no sense. They were just fight. She goes in there and they know each other, and then they end up fighting.
Were
And then
they,
you're like, well, why
were
are they
they-
fighting?
Were they mud wrestling at all?
No, I
I
wish they
wish.
were.
Right, no sale. That's it. Sorry, Marvel. Forget it. Last chance.
It
Lost.
just didn't make any sense. But anyway, whatever. There were loads
No
of stuff
mud
like that
wrestling.
in the script.
Disgusting.
Of course,
Listen to this one. Listen to this one. I'm going to give
I'm
you a
making
spoiler, right?
coffee.
So,
Spoiler alert, everybody.
so what's his name? The guy. Oh God, what's his name?
Billy
again?
Bob.
I'm the
Harrison
daddy.
Ford.
Him. I'm
Ray,
the daddy.
Ray Winston.
Winston.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ray
he's
Winston.
selling in-match betting, isn't he?
now.
He's the main
I
villain,
know.
right? Ray Winston's the main villain,
know.
and she
Harvey
can't,
Weinstein.
she can't kill him because
Because he's Ray Winston.
Because he's basically put this thing in her that his pheromones stops her from beating the crap out of him.
Ugh.
Right, so when she smells his pheromones, she's kind of like not in a trance, but she can't do it. It's like RoboCop when he has that thing where he can't kill Dick. You know that
Director 5.
Director. You know, he has that. So basically, what she does is she slams her head on the desk to break her nose so she can't smell. That's how bad the script is. That's how bad. And you know what? After she's done everything, she just holds her nose and puts it back into place. And I'm like, whoa, that is just such bad writing and just stupid.
Yeah, because it's so easy to fix your nose once you break it.
Exactly. And she didn't have no swelling or anything in her nose.
Already had
or
the
anything.
surgery. Didn't feel a thing.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Black Widow's broken.
So amazing.
Black Widow's broken her nose. Really?
Stunning and brave.
How does she smell of leather? Moving on.
It's just seriously rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
Ian,
MegaGeek.
I just want to get a word in.
Ian.
What about? Tell everybody about Taskmaster.
Oh God, no! Taskmaster isn't Taskmaster a male in the comics?
Yeah, she's now called Task Mistress, right?
Task Mistress.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
dude.
do the washing up.
So it's the girl that was in a James Bond film. She was in Quantum of Solace. She was the main girl in Quantum of Solace.
Oh, right.
Korolenko?
She's the
nice.
Taskmaster, but she's got a burnt up face because Black Widow had to assassinate Ray Winston, and his daughter was there. So she blows up the room, and Lord knows how Ray Winston survived because they don't explain how he survived. Yet his daughter's face got burnt up, and she grew up to be this all killing machine thing. So I was just sitting there with my hands in my head thinking, this is just such crap.
So just another gender swap that we were like joking about months ago. Oh, they're just going to gender swap Taskmaster because can't see the face and you can't see the person under the armor.
Yeah.
And everyone was joking about it. They actually did it.
Yeah, they did. They actually did it. Do you know what? The only thing I enjoyed was the popcorn that I brought. Really,
Best part of going to the movies
popcorn.
lately.
Yeah, the sweet popcorn. That's anything I really enjoyed.
You're not
seriously,
salty then, MegaGeek.
I'm not salty popcorn.
Good for me.
Sweet popcorn for me. I know in America they don't have sweet popcorn.
So the popcorn
No,
is
we
sweet
do
and
salty here.
and the reviewer is salty.
We know you
Nice
do
combo.
salty in America.
Because we're salty AF.
2-pack in the chat. Hail 2-pack. This is for everybody. Did it pass the Bechtel test?
I don't know. I probably did. It probably did.
Call yourself a modern director. Quick, put him in woke jail. He doesn't. Come on, girls. He doesn't know what the Bechdel test is.
I do know what it is. There's loads of scenes where they're just talking and not talking about boyfriends and stuff. Yes. So there are loads of scenes where she's talking to her sister about going and releasing the widows and stuff. Oh, here's another bit that happened in the film, right? That didn't make any sense. Okay,
Spoilers.
right. So there's this like powder that takes the widows out their trance because Ray Winston has total control over them. He's kind of hypnotized them, so they can't use their own free will. So everything he tells them to do, they do it, right? So they have this red mist thing that will snap them out of it. So Black Widow, Scarlett Johansson, is beating the crap out of him, and all these widows come in to take her on. She almost beats everybody up. And the sister comes in and throws the gas thing, whatever. And they all come out the trance while Ray Winston escapes. And they all stand there and they don't help her. They just leave and go elsewhere. That didn't make any sense. So why didn't they help her?
Why didn't they help her, Brown?
Why didn't they help her? No idea.
No.
Absolutely no idea.
Question.
You can leave now, guys, whatever. Yeah, I'll just take on the Taskmaster, my own, and go, just go, be free. Like, well, I ain't got any money. Do you know what I mean? That's what they should have been saying. I ain't got any money. Where am I supposed to go? I haven't got a home. Blah blah blah. Anyway, doesn't make any sense. The script is really, really bad. Really bad. Incredibly bad.
I heard it was done in about 11 months or something. Crazy.
40 minutes.
You did what?
11 days.
Sorry, 11
It
days. The preliminary part of the movie was done in 11 months, but under a year they said. But the script actually, yeah, you're right, Ian. It was done in like under 2 weeks or something, wasn't it? Crazy like that.
Just didn't make any sense. None of it made any sense. Where did the powder come from? Nobody knows. You know, none of it made any sense. There was no explanation for anything.
Colombia.
It was just, oh yeah,
Well,
that was white powder. This one was red.
hey.
Yeah, this one was
Well,
red.
Huddersfield.
Do
Sorry,
you guys
Reni.
feel like they waited way too long for this? I feel like it was just way overdue, and now nobody really even cares to even give it a try. You know?
Well, a lot of people went to see it, so it did make a lot of money apparently. So people did care about it. So,
well, there's rumours, isn't there, that they're concocting the box office numbers again?
yeah, because when I went in, there was only me and a couple of people at the back.
Yeah, I've heard
and
that.
a couple of people in the front.
Snogging and doing.
No, I think one of them was asleep. Because one of them was
Kissing
snoring.
and snogging. Wow.
Yeah, one of them was
Tramp.
snoring.
Um,
No, I don't know. I think it was a woman. She was just asleep. I could hear her snoring in the background.
Nice.
Moving on.
Happens to me all the time.
MC in the chat says, "Thank you. Bring back the Russo brothers."
Yeah, but they went a bit woke towards the end of Endgame,
Yeah.
didn't they?
They did
So,
Endgame, and I'm
yeah.
not a fan. So
Did they
Yeah.
do? Excuse me. Did they do the Winter Soldier?
They did, and that's when they weren't
Yes.
woke.
And you know what, guys? I went out of my way to watch that this week,
Mm.
and God, it's good.
it
It's
is.
really good.
I think it's the best.
God, it's good. The elevator scene.
Oh yeah.
I love the fight in the street, you know, the whole with the traffic and everything. I thought that was amazing. The choreography there was just awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
It was absolutely terrific. It's a terrific film. Terrific, absolutely terrific film. It's the best film of that year that came out, to tell you the truth, I thought when I was watching it. But the Oscars won't recognize stuff like that.
No,
You know?
of course not.
Yeah, exactly.
For me, it's top 3 Marvel. Probably a shoe-in for definitely number 2.
Mm. I did like Infinity War. I like that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
That worked. As I
Infinity
said, I
War
like the
was
ending.
great.
They just
Yeah.
didn't stick around, did they?
Yeah, and as I said, somebody said, then why didn't Thanos just click his fingers for more food and more stuff for people rather than eliminate half the people in the universe? If he
There's
cared.
a thought. Rather than killing half the people, why not double the amount of planets, Thanos? You
That's
bloody
right.
muppet.
Yeah, more food.
I made that
to-
argument actually online, and someone said back to me, "Oh, well, he can't do that because there's only a limited amount of energy in the universe, so he can only half it. He can't create, and he's got the Infinity
bollocks.
Gauntlet, for God's sake. He can do anything he wants, you know.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of it.
Plus, that
There's-
logic
there's
should apply
always-
to killing people then as well. Same thing, isn't it?
There's
So,
always
Yeah.
somebody picking fault, isn't there?
Yeah. But as I said, this is what's happening with our entertainment, and the more you give into it, as I said, I know people have to make money with ads and stuff, and review this and review that. But the more you review it, the more attention it gets. I choose not to talk about any of the shows unless I come on Brown's channel, of course.
Well, we don't get any attention on it because nobody watches it.
Yeah. But as I said, it doesn't make any sense, does it? I mean, if you really are against the show, don't watch it. And
Yeah.
I understand why people do watch it, so they can make money out of YouTube and bitch and complain about it. But they have to understand too that what they're doing is they're giving it attention
Yeah.
that
Exactly.
Yeah, because
I
people
agree.
get intrigued and then they go watch it themselves.
yeah.
I
Yep.
agree.
It's all
I
publicity.
will say what matters is we have the people in the chat because we are nothing without the chat.
Nothing without the chat.
You know that?
No,
So,
we
I
are
know
we are people of worth without the chat. What are you talking about? We are
In the
nothing.
context of the channel, stop thinking for yourself,
Ian.
bloody director. Just go with the narrative. We'll talk about the details later. In the context of broadcasting a show, indeed, I'd rather have 2 people in the chat than 15 people on the panel. Although both is nice with 5 million subscribers, but it's not about that. It's about the experience.
Did any of you see Dean Kane of Superman? He's been in hot water this week. Did anybody
Is
see? Yeah,
Yeah, I
'cause
saw the clip.
Yes.
Do you not put any cold water in his bath?
He's being called a racist.
Why?
I can't remember what comment he made, but he's being called a racist, and it's like, isn't he half Japanese? I didn't realize that he was a racist. It was a really innocent
Half
comment from what I
Japanese.
remember. I just don't remember the comment.
He basically kind of said the same as what Stephen Dorff said, but he wasn't so specific as Stephen Dorff was. But it's just all this. It was to do with Captain America, because I think haven't they made Captain America not believing in the American way?
Yes, which
Yeah.
is stupid because his name's Captain America. Like, it's dumb. Like, Superman can't be it for truth, justice, and the American way anymore because that's just not okay.
Yeah,
But
I
like
think
Captain America, it's in his
Lies,
name.
injustice, and the Russian way.
I
That's
think
Captain America, man.
I think Gary last night on Tights was doing his fucking nut over it as well. So
He had
Yeah.
tights.
Oh. It
Friday
got
night
really
tights.
tight at the
yeah,
end.
Men in
Oh,
Tights.
Men in
Have you not
Tights.
seen Men in Tights?
Oh,
Is
Friday
Gary-
night
is Gary wearing
tights
tights
at
now?
the end.
What's going
Oh
on?
my goodness! Oh,
I don't
it
want to
was on
picture
fire.
that.
MegaGeek, I think the material needs a bit of work on there, mate.
Oh, people laughed. There you go.
Moving
That's
on.
all weird.
At maybe.
That's what.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Attack
Moving on.
Walker. Moving on.
Yeah, so Dean Kane is saying, I'm just trying to be professional here, mate. Yeah,
Just saying.
He was not happy what they've done to Captain America, and he put his head above the, is it parapet or parapet?
Parapet. Porthole.
Parapet.
Yeah.
Mate. Porthole.
And the Twitter mob just came for him, basically, didn't they?
Yeah.
They farted in his general direction.
I will
Moving
say I tweeted him asking if he would come on at some point.
Oh, him and Brie Larson. Brilliant.
Obviously, I got no answer, but there you go. Moving on. Okay, so let's see what's next on the doodah. Whoa, here we go.
Not Brian Young recommends.
Hey.
I'll wait until Cockney's
I think
finished
that'd be
stirring his tea before I start this, will I?
Sorry, it's coffee. There you go.
Coffee.
That's
Could have
it's
known.
your theme tune. I'll tell you, I'll make a theme tune out of it. Not Brian Young. Not
So
Brian
I'll
Young.
just shall I just I will just put a few chats up. Let's have a look. Here we go. Mr. Angel. Hello, Mr. Angel. In the Netherlands, where I live, woke is considered a dangerous cult blown over from the USA.
Ooh.
There are even questions about it in the government about its impact on society.
Wow. And that's from the
I'm
most
off.
tolerant nation on earth.
I'm just,
We like
I'm just-
hardcore sex and softcore drugs, but not so much into wokeness. Thank you.
I love the Dutch. I love the Dutch. Moving on.
Austin Powers' father doesn't.
Not while I'm drinking me coffee.
There's only two things I can't stand.
Oh God, I love that line. It's so great.
Bijet Mo in the chat says, think if people can't see the wokeness in movies, stroke TV, they will see the bad scripts and movies not making sense. Possibly.
Yeah, but if they can't see the wokeness, they'll probably just be like, "Oh, this is entertainment," and won't know the difference. You know, they just blindly go into it.
Dalek 451.
Shout out Dalek 4. Did you know, by the way, fun fact,
Exterminate.
Dalek 451, he's actually Dalek 450, but when he went to sign up for his name, someone else had already taken Dalek 450. He was like,
Bastards.
shit, I've got to be Dalek 451. So if I remember correctly, that if you address him as Dalek 450, you'll make him extra happy.
Okay, Dalek 450 in the chat.
Nice.
My whole family are completely blind to all the wokeness, and my best friend just brushes it off like it's no big deal. It drives me insane.
Insane.
Exterminate.
Cam.
Nice. Moving on then. So here we go.
Is it me? Is it me?
I think I may have just pulled that one out of the fire before it just went down crashing in flames. Here we go. Not Brian Young recommends. What do you recommend this week, Brian?
Well, a few of you might not like this one, but I like it, so I'm going to do it anyway. Stuff it. Now
Who
then,
cares what the audience wants?
Who cares? Who gives a monkeys? Right. We've spoken about the difficulties the Loki series had in turning a bad guy into a good guy. It's clearly not an easy task, right? However, this week's recommendation...
Carry on.
Don't interrupt, Brad. He's just getting...
Sorry. I'm just trying
on the top now.
Sorry, Brian. I'm just trying to interject a few quips. But sorry, mate, I'm just fucking it up. Sorry.
However,
no more interruptions.
This week's recommendation not only pulls it off successfully, but manages to do so within the first 10 minutes of the movie. It features a character whose story was first published almost 100 years ago in the pulp magazine Weird Tales. It's a story of good versus evil with similarities in tone to Game of Thrones or Lord of the Rings. I am, of course, talking about the horrifically underrated Solomon Kane from 2009. Press the button, Mr. Brown.
Oh, is it me?
Press the button. Press the button.
You've got one job. Press it.
Find my button. There you go.
Solomon Kane is a dark...
I hope I did.
Solomon Kane is a dark sword and sorcery fantasy set in the 1600s. It follows the story of an English privateer who devotes himself to fighting evil to avoid being damned for his sins. It was intended to spark a series of films, but legal difficulties surrounding its release and a poor show at the box office effectively killed that.
Them damn lawyers.
James Purefoy puts in a stellar performance in the title role and is supported by Max von Sydow, Pete Postlethwaite, and Rory McCann, who plays the Hound, among others. The CGI at the end hasn't dated particularly well, but that aside, it's a superbly written original story with a great cast, and it's one of my favourites. Available, Jeff Bezos, sponsorship available for Amazon Prime, and you can pick it up in Blu-ray for an absolute steal right now.
I will say, for legal reasons, this channel is not affiliated with Amazon Prime, although Mr. Bezos, if you want to throw, as I say every week, if you want to throw a few shekels our way, we will gladly take them off your hands. Moving on. Have you finished, Brian? Go on, Brian.
The very time when you're supposed to be not interrupting me, you... Anyway, moving on.
I did enjoy Solomon Kane when I saw it. I thought it was a great film, really did. Although Purefoy's, I mean, I don't know anything about the character beforehand, but I thought his accent and everything was a bit strange. I didn't really know what I expected from it, but I thought
he is actually from the West Country, so it is his own voice.
Yeah. I don't know who he is. Never heard of him.
He's not been in that
many. He was in Altered Carbon most recently. He's a top actor.
Who's that?
James Purefoy.
Oh. He sounds familiar.
He was in Ironclad.
James Purefoy. Oh, was he? No, I don't know. He sounds familiar though. I've heard his voice a lot of times.
He was in Rome as well. The show, not the place.
Did you have a nice time?
No, he's murdered.
I will just say we've got a very, very, very big football match tomorrow, haven't we?
Ask MegaGeek.
And I've just noticed on the poster a film by Mike Bassett.
Is that Bertie Bass's brother?
No, I thought Mike Bassett was England manager.
Did you just dead name MJ Bassett? You realise that MJ Bassett is now trans?
Oh my god!
Really?
Yep.
What?
What?
Is that like the
Stream killer?
Oh,
now
boy.
I don't know. I don't know if I killed it or Brian killed it that time. What do you think?
Dalek 451 killed it.
Yeah,
We'll go with that.
It's your fault, Dalek 450. You killed it dead.
My fault, as always. At one time, I try and be sensitive. I got my facts completely wrong, and the situation on the ground has changed. Brown, could you highlight Dalek 451's message? And I'll read it out because
Is
I
it
feel
the
like I've let the side down.
actually?
Yeah, I won't do the
There
actually.
you go. There you go.
Actually, Dalek 451 is fine.
You wanted
Thank
to.
you. And actually, part 2, it wasn't meant to be Dalek 450. Get your facts right, Cockney. It was just Dalek 45. But I've actually embraced the name Dalek 451 now. Right, from now on, I'm going to call you Dalek 69. Done. Moving on.
Is he from the West Midlands? Actually,
I'm considered
Alright.
a different character.
Alright,
I've got more
actually.
Daleks than you.
Actually.
I'm more
Alright, back.
impervious to
Alright,
laser
back.
fire than you. Hello, everybody,
Mike-
peeps.
Mike
Davros
Bassett,
here
England
with a
manager,
new-
is one of my favourite films, incidentally. It's hilarious.
I still haven't seen that.
Oh, so
Probably 'cause
all right.
You
So,
have to see it. The airport scene between the Scotland, England, and Ireland is magic.
thank you, Brian. So I didn't kill the stream. Thank you.
We rescued that one, I think.
Yeah, I think we did well then. MC in the chat. In honor of the game tomorrow, I'm going to watch the original Italian Job instead of the game.
Well done.
Nice.
He's not
You're
going to
only
watch the
supposed to
game.
blow the bloody doors off.
Well done.
What? He's not going to watch the football match.
Nor am
I'm not either. I'm going to be driving at that time.
I'm unable
Right.
to watch it. It's not broadcast here.
I'm going to
Well,
be doing
then-
anything but watch it.
I think I'm going to have to
Anything?
take one for the team and suffer.
Literally.
Oh, it's going to be bad tomorrow. Okay, so Brian, you recommend Solomon Kane. That's your recommendation
good?
this week.
I do indeed.
Is it good?
Well,
Is
that's
it a
why you're
film?
recommending it. That's the name of the bit.
I wasn't
Not
here when he was
Brian.
reviewing it.
It's not called Not Brian Young.
I
ambivalent about
wasn't
a film.
here when
Welcome to
he
this
was
week's edition of-
reviewing it, Cockney. I said I will be back, and now I'm back.
He put it
So
in
you are
private
back.
chat. He put
Matt
Well,
has
that
got
put me in my
critical
place.
mass as well.
It's blown up. It's blown
So
up.
is this
Yeah,
so
Matt's
is this a
blown up.
movie? Is this a movie? Or is it a TV show? I wasn't here. Sorry.
It's a movie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Welcome
I'll
to-
sneak it out then, since you recommended it.
Not Brian Young feels ambivalent about something. Oh, I don't know if I recommend it. It was all right. This week, Coronation Street. Yeah, it's okay.
Brian, you stick
on.
by your guns. If just stick by your guns. If you like it, that's good enough for me, mate.
Is it
Is it
by your
an
guns
old
or
film?
to your guns? Is it stick to your guns?
2009, Ian.
Oh, okay. All right.
Well, before I saw it, I wanted like a medieval sort of
Hello, Kim.
Blade style movie, with like the high octane sort of martial arts and jumping around and killing monsters and that sort of thing. But unfortunately, it wasn't. But it's still a good film.
I like it. There's a lot of I'm a man of peace, see, I'll be on my way. And then he goes and kicks fuck at everybody. It's great.
sounds fun.
Spoiler alert.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Right. Okay.
Moving on.
So let's. Oh, so I think we're on to the Richard Donner stuff now.
Richard Donner,
So,
one of my favourite directors of all time.
So let me consult my notes. Richard Donner, born April 24th, 1930, New York. Trademarks, frequently casts Mel Gibson, frequently casts Steve Cahan. Is that? Never heard of him.
Cajon.
Cahan. Features human free fall stunts in nearly all of his films. These are his trademarks. Long shots looking at actors through gaps in scenery or between other actors in the scene. MegaGeek will like this. Shot from waist level or below, looking up at the actors.
Just like Cockney's camera angle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice.
Frequently casts Danny Glover. Movies have a glossy look or feel to them. Often inserts lines of dialogue or places, poster stickers or animal rights, human rights, and gun control in his films. Unless it's a sequel, he never hires a composer twice.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Bad luck, John Williams, on 1 hour.
yeah. So what do you want to do, MegaGeek? Shall we start with the films and kind of do a little bit more trivia later? Shall we just get into the films then on 1 hour? I
Sure.
think we should. Yeah, okay. So he started in TV in the 60s, didn't he? And he kind of did episodes of various...
Yeah, did a lot of westerns. He did Banana Splits, would you believe? He did
Wow.
Twilight Zone, if I remember.
Twilight Zone, 2 famous ones. He did the one with the gremlin on the aeroplane and the library with Burgess Meredith. They're 2 famous ones. Can't remember the names of them.
Yeah.
He also did a couple episodes of Kojak, wrote for Kojak. Yeah, he's been around. He's been around for a very, very long time before he became a movie director. So there you go.
So if I got my facts correct, The Omen was his first feature film. Is that correct?
And it made a crap load of money.
So that was
did very well.
Yeah, 1976, The Omen, starring the great Gregory Peck, Lee Remick. Music, Jerry Goldsmith.
Yep.
So I'm kind of assuming we've all seen The Omen.
I've seen the other ones. It's a great film.
Yeah, I actually think The Omen is his best work, to be honest, as much as I love Superman. You know, it's a horrible premise and it's very unsettling, obviously, but I really think it's his best work.
And the premise is?
The Antichrist is with us.
That was Damien, wasn't it?
Yeah, born of a jackal or something like that.
Well, and it had some pretty great effects for as old as it was. I was pretty impressed with that.
I like the idea that you see a photograph and the red line. If you see a red line go through the photograph, that means it kind of tells you how you're going to die. So that was quite a nice, neat premise.
Pretty
in the
interesting.
film. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but was that the one where there a plate of sheet glass takes someone's head off?
Yeah.
Yeah. David Warner's head got chopped off by a sheet of glass. And he had a red line that went through his head when he took a photograph of him accidentally when he was looking in a mirror.
Ooh.
So he basically got his head chopped off in one scene, which I thought was quite funny. Yeah, I thought it was quite funny.
The scene's a bit kind of Wurzel Gummidge, but
the false head. Yeah,
Sally, I've lost my head again.
Yeah,
it still freaks me out now. This film, the premise that this kid can just like look at someone angrily, and then something horrible will happen to them, but you don't know quite what, and you don't know quite where or when, but you know it's going to happen. There's something like a plate of glass will just come out of nowhere and behead somebody. It's great.
Kind of like Greta Thunberg, isn't it?
Yeah. Her resting bitch face. Just
How dare you?
Yeah. That bit where the lady, what is it? The babysitter is on the window edge, and she goes, "Damien, it's all for you." And she has that noose around her neck, and she jumps. And, it's horrible, isn't it? Absolutely horrible.
MC in the chat says the Antichrist rises to power through politics. Ooh.
And Disney Lucasfilm.
You may be right there, Cockney.
It's reincarnated. I'm back. I'm called Kathleen.
And, Dalek, if you're still listening, everybody was just teasing. So just want you to know they're just being funny. They're just joking. So.
But I am going to call you.
Why is he fucked off?
Forever.
He may have. So I just wanted to let him know.
See the irony. The one time of the month, I try and be nice to someone. It always backfires. See, reverting to standard form, mean Cockney. Come on, Dalek 69. Come back. All is forgiven.
Ian, I've got a great idea.
Dalek, if you're there, let us know you're still there, mate.
Sorry, Matt.
I've got a great idea for a movie of this kind of premise, but kind of reversed a little bit, where someone looks at somebody and then they end up dying, but they don't want people to die, but it keeps happening and they don't know how to stop it.
Oh,
so
I know some people I could look at. Sorry.
Moving on.
I like
Friday Night Tights. Zing, 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 zing. Ah!
Dalek 450 is still here. Hail,
Yay!
my friend. We only take the piss because we care. And we can.
Lots of sarcasm on this channel. That's what makes it fun.
Moving on.
The Omen used to be on. It used to be on ITV in the late 70s, early 80s, literally every other week, if I remember.
Yeah,
good
I remember
film.
one of my mates was like, he was only a little kid. I must remember like 10 years old or something. And he must have seen it like on a different channel or something like that. You know, when ITV was like split up into different versions of ITV.
Yeah, you had the
one
regional stuff. Yeah.
one
Central
region would get it
Time
before the other.
Tees.
And he was like telling me about all these like gruesome deaths in it. I was like sitting there horrified. He's like a kid still in single numbers age-wise, thinking like, my God, this was on like before you went to bed. How were you allowed to watch this film? He always saw all these horrific movies and told me about them afterwards. And when I saw it
same
advertised,
here.
I thought, I'm not watching that in case I end up dying. Because if he looks at me through the TV screen, then God knows what's going to happen. I might end up breaking an arm or, you know, getting beheaded in the dishwasher. I don't know. So, you know,
Oh, jeez.
I
Wow.
just never watched it because I was always paranoid the film was going to kill me somehow.
Yeah, it's the
Like the
same
Last
thing.
Jedi, isn't it?
I had that
Yeah,
with the
exactly.
Last Jedi, not Brian Young's Snap.
Well, you can get killed in a car wash according to Final Destination. So just so you
Here,
know.
Oh, yeah.
here you go, guys. MC, The Omens are on Disney Plus.
Oh man, they probably messed those up.
Whoa.
Thing is, though, with that kind of premise, I know that Father Miller, Christopher Miller, doesn't agree. He's one of the streamers, and he's a priest, and he never watches films like that. He always says that, you know, with things like that, you're tempting the demons to actually, you know, muck around with you. So he never watches films like that. Ever.
Doctor
Who couldn't save the day when he was in it, could he?
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
tell you what,
He got
by
a
that rationale,
thing for him,
by
didn't
that
he?
rationale, I want to watch a film called The Sloppy Blowjob and a Big Cup of Coffee.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I think
But
the more
no, he got,
religious you are, the more unsettling that kind of film is.
Yeah, if you're very, very religious, then yeah, you you kind of gravitate away from those kind of films, especially The Exorcist. You know, he never wants to watch that ever again. He's seen it once, I think, whenever, and he never wants to ever watch it again. I can understand where he's coming from. But talking about Doctor Who, he got a spare through him, didn't he? I think it was something that was holding up the flag. And it fell, went right through him, didn't it? From his shoulder straight right out of his torso, didn't it?
Oh,
Yeah,
the ground. It was Patrick Troughton, yeah.
It was, yeah. It basically flew off the top of the church, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember that bit. Yeah, he kind of got skewered.
Did it go through his mouth?
No, it went through his shoulder, and then it came out of his torso, hit the ground, and he was just hanging there.
Just kind of impaled him, so to speak. Yeah.
Dalek 450. Yes, my friend. Top trivia on this channel. Patrick Troughton was in the film. Yes.
Yeah, I love the ending.
Top trivia.
When Gregory Peck is trying to kill the kid, and he goes, "God help me," and the little kid was going, "No, Daddy, no!" And the police come in and shoot Gregory Peck. My God, what an ending! Bang, 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 and then he's dead suddenly. Yeah.
Gregory Peck and Lee Remick were massive then, weren't they?
Yeah, yeah.
So it was all star, wasn't it? All star cast.
Yeah, and you know, and then I think in the last one it had the guy from Jurassic Park. I can't remember his name now. He played
Big
Damien,
dinosaur.
didn't he?
T-Rex.
Who's the guy that was in Jurassic Park?
Diplodorus.
Was it
New Zealand fella.
Sam O'Neill or Sam Neill?
Sam Neill, yeah. He played Damien.
Top trivia.
Yeah, played it Damien in the last one. Yeah. Did they not remake it? They remade Omen.
Yeah,
didn't
the chat said a few comments ago, avoid it. Yes, it was remade, and the chat said avoid it. It was rubbish.
Yeah.
I was always partial to the Omen 2, by the way.
Yeah, I was as well. Yeah, I thought Sam Neill was great.
Yeah. I remember Omen 2 with that guy in the lift, the black guy in the lift, and the lift, he chops him in half. I remember that bit. Did you not see it, Matt?
Yeah, I did. I loved all the deaths in those movies. It was just so entertaining, and it's really sadistic to think that. But yeah, it was. You know, I loved the way that people copped it. It was just so great, so entertaining.
Yeah,
I just remembered as well. There was. I think I was earlier on when I mentioned I've got an idea for a film. I think I was plagiarising another movie with Richard Burton in it from the same era that I used to kind of tie in with the Omen movies, and I can't remember the name of it. But he was telekinesis, and he did things like made planes crash and stuff like that when he didn't need to.
Oh, I remember that movie. I can't remember what it was called, but I remember it.
Film.
Yeah,
Pretty scary.
Weekend at Harrison Ford's.
I remember it. I think it was. What was it called? The Medusa Touch, wasn't it? That's what it was called.
MC in the chat, the wingman. There you go. MC. You always can count on it. MC.
Yeah.
MC in the house.
Yeah, it was Richard Burton was a very good actor. He knew exactly. He knew his craft very well, didn't he?
Yartistophobe says, was this Omen 2 the trapped under the ice scene, or was that the first one? I can't remember.
I think that was the third one.
Second or third.
Yeah, or the third one. I think it was. I'm not sure.
Shout out Radio.
You got to admit there were some great deaths on these.
Yeah, there were. They rivaled like any slasher movie, didn't they?
Yeah. Yeah, but this time it was the devil killing everyone.
Right. Or
the devil's son.
The unspoken force of the devil, or the unseen force of the devil. Yeah.
That little boy looked evil though in the first one.
He was a good actor, that kid. He was a good actor.
Little kid, yeah.
MC Omen 2 was the ice scene. I think we frightened Reni off. She can't take the pace.
Yeah, it's her internet.
She's gone critical mass.
It was the end of the first movie, wasn't it? When he said to his wife, "Give me the daggers," and she turns around and just like,
yeah,
that was nasty. I remember that.
There you go, Mr. Angel. I like that actually, Mr. Angel. The name of the devil's son is Legion.
Is it?
Not Mephisto then, or anything like that.
Oh,
Ryan Johnson.
Always goes back to.
I think he's
killing the street. Okay.
Ryan Johnson's the devil's colonic irrigator, I think, isn't he? He's not important enough to be royalty, hell's royalty.
Right. So, MegaGeek, what we're saying is The Omen, great film, great way to start a film directing career off, would you say?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Superman, the movie he'll be remembered for, but Omen was the first one. I think he started on. I'm not really sure. He did Lady Hawk as well. He's done, actually, the thing about Richard Donner is he's done a lot of genre movies. He's not stuck to one genre. So he's did a horror, he's done a fantasy, he's done a superhero film. You know, he's done a what is it, Lethal Weapon, a franchise, thriller franchise. You know, he's dipped his finger into a lot of pies, put it that way.
Yes. So I will say I've not watched it in a long time, but I think I have happy memories of being scared shitless as a kid watching it on ITV. So so shall we move on?
Sure. Yes.
Who's singing?
John Williams wasn't even the first choice. Unbelievable.
Yes, introducing the music of John Williams. So, who wants to start on Superman?
Nobody's too powerful.
Hey,
Matt, I guess, if you want to talk about Superman. No, he doesn't.
I don't know. I've spoken about this film so much in the past.
Yeah, so have I.
It's difficult to say like anything new about it, really.
I can tell you this poster was I remember I used to come out the tube station going to school because I used to take the tube to school. And I remember coming out the tube and seeing this poster, and that was just enough for me to just get really excited about it. I remember
you got moist, is what you're saying.
Carry on again. carry on Brown. That's what it is.
Can we just have one episode where we don't?
I just came out watching Watership Down, and I was just recovering from the nightmare. And I saw this poster in the window of one of the doors of the cinema at the time. I must have been 4, something like that.
Wow.
What year was it released?
78.
78.
I was 5 then. And I was just looking out the car window, looking for anything to take my mind off the animation of watching innocent, cute bunnies getting horribly murdered. And there was this beautiful poster in the window. And it was this. Shut up! I hate that song.
Burning like
And-
fire.
Burning.
And it was the poster looked incredible, like Ian. You know, I was transfixed by it, and it just took me away from all that horrible horror. And I thought, yes, Superman is going to come and save my brain from nightmares. And he did. And when I saw the film, it was incredible. And I just wanted to be Superman. I wanted to be Christopher Reeve. And he was just my number one hero for years. And then, just a couple of years later, Superman 2 came along and carried on that dream. And as far as I'm concerned, people talk down about Superman 2, but I really enjoyed it. And I think I'm not sure if Donna did Superman 2 or not. But
He didn't.
Well, he did part of it. He just didn't
Yeah.
finish
He did
it.
some-
Did you
did some
see
of it,
the
didn't he?
Donner cut?
When he did it,
Well,
he thought
you
it was
can see
Superman
that,
1.
yeah.
That's because
I have the
wasn't a
Donner
spinny,
cut.
earthy thing going to be because they filmed it back to back, and the spinny, earthy ending from Superman 1 was originally going to be in Superman 2. Is that right?
Yes.
It was, yeah. It was.
Yeah, definitely check out the Donner cut.
will.
If you
Great
guys
film.
haven't seen it, it's so much better than the Richard Lester version of Superman 2. So
The thing is, though, when I saw Superman 2, I thought I didn't think it matched up to the first one, and I realized when I was watching it was loads of continuity errors, like Lois Lane's hair was completely different in some shots when Superman was fighting in the city. Now looking out the window, next minute here's all glossy, next minute it's not. Do you know what I mean? So I was just noticing all these things when I was watching the film, and I didn't really know the history behind Superman 2. And then I was sort of going, what? The humor with ice cream falling in someone's face when the supervillains are blowing people, and this guy's on the phone, he's still talking,
Blowing people.
yeah, wait, what?
and all that stuff. And I was like, what's this all about? This isn't Superman. This isn't the first movie I saw. So I came out of the cinema really puzzled. I kind of liked it, but I didn't.
What did
It
you
kind of
think
loses
of
its way about 3/4 in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the cellophane S, where he just throws the F's off of his chest and it just throws the guy off the cliff or
That
whatever?
was Richard Lester.
Yes,
apparently.
so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah. So yeah. So they basically had a stand-in for Gene Hackman stuff. So when you saw the back of Gene Hackman's head, it was just another guy trying to play him, basically.
Yeah, because he refused to film the second movie outside of what he already filmed.
Yes.
Oh wow, I did not know.
So there you go. And the Soul Kinds were just waiting for a moment where they can boot Donna out, because Donna knew more than them, and they didn't know anything about movies, and didn't even know the history of Superman at all. So
were they under pressure? Because with the documentaries I've seen, Donna was really, really taking his time, though, wasn't he?
Well, he wanted to do it right.
Is that correct?
Well, the thing is, they didn't give him a stop date, so he just basically took his time. He took a whole year shooting.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Shooting the film. But the thing is, though, when they saw the rushes, it was the rushes were amazing, and it was mostly his idea for most of it. I mean, the original script was campy as hell. It was really campy, and he came in and he said, "No, we can't make this film like that. It has to be, done straight." And so, he took over. When he got the call, he was on the toilet. Would you believe? And they said to him, "We'll give you $1 million." And he went, "Where do you want me to meet you?" So I gave him $1 million to make this film. Yeah. So, and he cashed a check, obviously, but he's got a photocopy of the actual check that they gave. It was the first time he got offered $1 million to make a movie, and he was very excited.
And sat on the bog.
Well, he sat on the bog when he took the call. Put it that way. So,
Wow.
Yeah. The script was so bad, he got his friend in to rewrite it. Mankiewicz, I think his name is. He did some of the James Bond movies, so got his friend in to rewrite it and made it the film. I mean, if you look at Superman the movie, it's in 3 parts. So the first part is Krypton, directed very differently and shot very differently. Second part is Smallville, very, very, Americano-ish.
Yeah.
And then the third part is Metropolis with Superman and comedy and super feats and all that stuff. So he did a really good job on the first one.
Yeah.
So
it was a very bold statement on the poster saying, "You'll believe a man could fly."
And we all did when we went to see the movie. I believed that
yeah.
he was flying.
Same here.
I was still thinking about all the dead rabbits. Thumper. Thumper.
Apparently, when they did that, they had no idea how they were going to actually make him look as if he was flying.
Yeah. Mr. Zoptic created this thing.
You may or may not believe a man can fly.
So basically, they created this effect where they project something behind him, and it looked like he was flying. And they used the same effect in The Fugitive when Harrison Ford jumps off the train before the train gets hit.
Right.
So they used it after Superman movie, but then obviously digital came in and destroyed Zoptic effects. You can do lots of stuff with computers now,
because it was more difficult to fix things in post back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, and they had to paint out all the wires frame by frame in those days.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Superman himself had bright eyes, didn't he? Whenever he tried to burn holes in things.
Oh, nice link.
He's here all week, by the way, ladies and peeps. He's here all week.
Nice segue.
I went to the VA museum. Was it VA museum? No, Museum of Moving Image in London. And they had like a blue screen thing where you could sit on it, and behind it there was a screen of the cityscape being filmed, obviously taken from a helicopter or something. And you could lie there, and the camera would record you, and you could see yourself flying in the Superman pose. And it basically showed how they did that scene in the 70s. The very, very simple technique, but it like obviously wowed everyone in the audience, because no one could figure out how it had been done. It was the first time. It was kind of pioneering techniques, and the audience were completely new to it. But obviously, as years went by, and people figured out it was like blue screen or whatever. And I went to the Museum of Moving Image with college when I was doing graphic design and saw it. I was kind of just looking at it going, wow, man. When I was like 5, I remember seeing that and being just blown away. And there's my mate lying on it, having a laugh. Look.
But the thing is, though, it's called the Zoptic effect, right? And it wasn't green screen. They figured out a way how to project something behind a person in front of a screen or something like. I can't remember how they described it, but right.
Is that what they did in 2001?
No, they didn't do that in 2001. But what they did was they did it so well.
They did something.
You actually believe that he was flying, like the bit where he was flying around with Lois Lane and he was looking at the Statue of Liberty, all that stuff just looked amazing as far as I was concerned, when he was going around the Statue of Liberty with her and stuff like that. And as I said, they had like different capes, so that it looks like the cape was flapping in the wind, so they had things under the cape that make the cape flap and stuff. And
didn't they also have to adjust the color of the suit for certain shots?
A couple of scenes,
the
green
corrected,
suit, because it wouldn't work with the blue screen. But they corrected it when they re-released the films on Blu-ray. So
what does
didn't we? It's like, as opposed to say Man of Steel, when you're looking at it, everything's CG and you just don't care.
Oh, yeah.
But you look at the original Superman movies and it's kind of wire work and stuff, but you still think, man, that looks great because it's all practical effects. It's real. It's right there on screen. Makes so much difference.
I know we've said it about 100 times in the last few weeks, but Christopher Reeve really was wonderful in these films, wasn't he?
He
He was
was
amazing.
I was going to say, what does everybody think looking at that poster? It's just Superman.
Oh, look, it's Superman.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. He's not a bulking, power lifter. He looks kind of slim, really, but he's just the right size. He's a perfect size.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be all cut and bulky. That's not really Superman. Superman's energy and power and strength comes from the sun. And he's got a fit body, but he doesn't need to look like a wrestler. It comes from it's his biology rather than his physique. He doesn't spend weeks on end in the gym just to go and lift a truck up. It's just
like Henry.
Universe.
Like Henry.
That's one reason why I don't like the new interpretations of the character at all. I thought Brandon Routh looked really good in the role as well. I think
he was all right.
He looked like Superman.
Yeah, but when you start sort of getting everyone doing like 3 gym sessions just before they do a shoot, just so they can look really cut, I just think, nah, sorry, mate, but no, you can't cut it. I'm sorry, no.
Now, as a woman, I really don't mind that, but but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Oh, what a surprise!
Just saying.
I didn't like Brandon Routh as Superman at all.
I think he looked the part. And
No, well, the thing is, though, he just copied Chris Reeves, and there's no
Yes.
reason to do that. He didn't even try to create it.
But he was
create his own
told to do
version.
that.
Yeah, well, he shouldn't have been told to do that, because look how the
Yeah.
movie turned out. Turned out
So-
like shit, didn't it?
I think he did fairly well from what he was directed to do and what he was told to do. However, the direction they took it was wrong. You know what I mean? So I think he was capable of a lot more. He just wasn't allowed to act to that actual potential, which was a shame, because he looked the part. He could have been a great Superman, and he just didn't have a chance to do that.
Yeah, I agree. It was great casting, but just bad writing.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bad direction.
absolutely.
Personal
Certainly
quote from Richard Donner on Christopher Reeve. He's the real life Superman. I know I will see him walk again. Well, unfortunately not, but I know.
Well, he's probably seen him now on the other side walking around again and probably flying.
Indeed.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
They're both flying.
Such a sad story, isn't it?
Yeah.
Tragic. Absolutely tragic, yeah. But look at him
17
there.
years since we lost him.
Has it really
Wow.
been that long?
2004.
I'll tell you what's
Wow.
interesting about that is that Robin Williams was Chris Reeves, one of Chris Reeves' best friends, and when that tragedy happened to him, Robin Williams was there at the hospital, and he was, determined to make Chris laugh, and he did, and he achieved all that. And then next thing you know,
He's
Robin
gone.
Williams, commits suicide. One of the funniest men in the world.
But don't
Yeah.
they say like the funniest people, like comedians and people that entertain and make you laugh, a lot of times they're not happy themselves. It's really sad.
Yeah. I think Robin Williams was more to do with his health issues at the time.
Yeah. I
Yeah, they
guess.
said he had some like his wife was or his widow was interviewed a couple years ago, and come to find out he had a condition that was undiagnosed, and they think that that's part of the problem is it went untreated, and because it went untreated drove him crazy. So it's kind of sad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
With regard to Superman, you don't get better than that, do you, really? That's on screen now. Clark Kent.
No.
Well, I said this in another stream. Superman the movie is the only version of Superman that Clark Kent is different to Superman. I mean, if you look at the Henry one, he plays Superman the same way he plays Clark Kent. If you look at
Yes.
the TV show, you can't distinguish between Clark Kent and Superman. They're both one in the same character. But with Chris Reeves, he made the effort to make Clark Kent a bumbling idiot.
Yeah, he was a clumsy oaf. Yes.
Henry just can't play the geek at all, can he?
Henry, I don't know. I mean, I like him as Superman, but I believe he's been given shit material.
Yeah, he's a terrible
day
Clark
one.
Kent.
Yeah.
Terrible
Yeah.
Clark Kent. You're right.
Right, okay, so here we go. There's the great men themselves.
I bet they're looking down from heaven, having a good laugh at all of us. That's what I reckon. Sad. It's very sad, both of them. I mean, especially the way Chris went out.
Yeah, that was tragic. Yeah.
Yes. So, out of curiosity, I don't know if this was spoken about because I dropped out because my internet's awesome. But how did you guys like Marlon Brando as Jor-El? I loved him as Jor-El. That's just me. I liked him better than Russell Crowe for sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yes. Oh God, yeah.
I really loved him as Jor-El, and I know he's a horrible person, or he was a horrible person supposedly, and he couldn't remember his lines to save his life.
Fan.
But
the Lord of the Rings Russell Crowe version, wasn't it? In that Superman movie, Man of Steel, was all Lord of the Rings flying on a dragon and all that rubbish, and God, what's this all about? Yeah, but I mean, for all his faults, Marlon Brando gave a sterling performance, even though he's reading off a card.
Yeah, or
yeah, his performance was spot on. I believed everything he was saying.
There you go. Yeah,
Absolutely.
he was good.
Yeah.
Leeds United fan?
Crow.
All right, okay. Same as Nicolaj Costa-Waldau.
Yeah, Russell Crowe's a Leeds United fan. Leeds. Moving on.
Moving on. Did you guys like Russell Crowe as Robin Hood?
No.
No,
so
I watched
bad.
about 5 minutes and had to turn it off because of his accent.
Yeah, was terrible.
Was
Sorry,
he
I
wearing
just had to bring that
tights?
up. Luckily not.
Was it worse than Kevin Costner's accent?
Costner's. Oh.
Oh gosh, I don't know. It's just the acting was so bad, and Russell Crowe is Robin Hood. It's like, come on, man. Just
But
didn't
you know,
work.
I think
Aussie
Marlon
Hood.
Brando's
Right, mate.
really
I'm
good at
Robin Hood.
reading cue cards, and it doesn't look like he's reading cue cards at all.
No, you can't tell.
He's
Even
pretty
with
good,
The
yeah.
Godfather, you can't tell.
Yeah. Well, he earned his position. He made, you know, he's become so big that they offered him, I can't remember, it was how much they offer him?
It was
11%
$1
2
million
million, 3
plus
million?
dollars. Yeah,
Million
it was a lot.
plus, yeah.
Plus 11%.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Plus
got
residuals,
sort of
yes.
residuals.
Meanwhile, Siegel and Shuster got fuck all, or they had to fight to get a $20,000 stipend or something.
No, they won. They won.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
didn't.
think they
Well,
won
it
their
depends how you define it.
suit.
They got a wage, they didn't get a
Yeah.
percentage. They
No,
died
no,
penniless.
they got
yes.
no, they got
Yes.
a good substantial amount for the rest of their lives
Right, okay.
off Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers had, you know,
Oh,
I mean, it was a
I
good
just-
substantial amount. I say every
Did
year
they
they
do
got
the
that
right thing?
substantial amount. Yes, yeah, Warner Bros. Realized that they needed to be credited, and they did it. And so, you know, I mean, obviously they fought for it.
I'll have to
But,
fact
yeah.
check. I was just reading they died penniless.
Really?
Or in debt. But well, I don't know. I wasn't there. That's the thing you see with the internet. You can just read 15 different contradictory
true.
reports.
That is true. Yeah.
But I'll fact check it because, they got something, but I don't think they got enough. Not as much as Marlon Brando is the point.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a great scene, isn't it?
Such a good scene. Yep. Yeah.
I remember when I was in the cinema, I always say this, when this scene happened, the people in the cinema just got up and cheered. They were on their feet,
Brilliant.
clapping and cheering.
Yes, absolutely.
Killer
There's
line
me.
in it as well.
Shorty Ian going, sit down, I can't see the screen. Yeah. Great. It's a classic moment in film history. You got to admit.
Oh,
Classic
absolutely.
moment.
You're not wrong.
Yeah. Absolutely terrific. I didn't think they were going to do that because I remember, you know, watching these stuff on TV like Incredible Hulk. You know, Hulk couldn't lift up a tank because in the comics he could and stuff like that. So when I went to see Superman, I was thinking, yeah, but how super is he going to be? Then when he caught that helicopter, I thought, yes, he's definitely
Yes,
Superman.
It was super.
Superman. Yeah, definitely.
I think the first time I saw Superman was I was at high school, and you know the Christmas VHS,
Oh yeah.
and I think we got Superman, and I think we got following year or the year after Superman 2. So yeah, first time I saw them was at high school at Christmas, and we just loved it. It was amazing.
You used to watch them on those tiny little TVs where they used to open.
Yeah,
they
you
used
set
to have little
urban-
doors,
yeah,
didn't they? Used to
yeah.
open the doors and pull them back.
Yeah, I
Oh,
used to
God.
set
Oh my
binoculars
gosh.
as well.
Yeah, I remember them.
But nobody
Terrible.
cared.
No, they didn't. You know, they used to pack a classroom out, and you had these little TVs. I think they were, I don't know, 15-inch or something like that. And kids used to be just satisfied watching a 15-inch little screen, watching a movie on it. Crazy. Now you got
It was a
42-inch, 52-inch. You know,
12-inch.
Yeah.
As my dad always used to say, you don't know you're born. Do you know?
It's not how big it is; it's how you use it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not the
crazy.
size of the pixels, it's the resolution.
Oh yes.
It's not the years, it's the mileage.
Raiders. It's not the years,
I
honey, it's the mileage.
Yeah. Chris Reeves, a
This-
shame.
This was a very, very iconic scene, wasn't it?
Which
Yes.
everybody copied.
Yeah, true.
You can almost hear the music just looking at that shot. can't you?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
what you
pretty
call
much.
it? Even what is that stupid film? Superman
Last Jedi.
Returns. They copied it at the end, and I'm like, why? Well, I remember watching Superman Returns and being so disappointed with the movie. I was like, what the hell
Same
is
here.
this all about?
Yeah,
I
thanks,
wanted
Richard
it to be
Lester.
good.
The bit where he saves the aeroplane, it's like, could you be more blatant and rip off the first one? Instead of a helicopter, it's a plane this time. Do you know what I mean? I'm
Oh,
like,
Bryan
what?
Singer.
What is this all about?
Yeah, I guess just to show his strength and power to people who hadn't seen Superman. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm like, oh, come on, man. And to show some special effects.
Lex Luthor's still trying to get land, like in the first one. I'm like, oh god.
No, I didn't mind Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor,
Kevin
though.
Spacey. Yeah, but they
He was
wasted
okay.
him.
Yeah, I know.
They wasted him. He just did the same thing he did in the first one. You know, it was just rubbish. The whole thing was rubbish. And I didn't like his costume. The color was all gone from it. And he had those tiny little boots. And I'm like, oh, for freak's sake, what's this all about? You know, it's just, and his S was too small on his chest and his pants were too small. And I thought,
well, at least they didn't change it to the S isn't S for Superman anymore. It's just the symbol of hope, which, you know, I get is in the newer comics.
Yeah.
But old school, the S was just for Superman.
Yeah.
It really was.
Superman. Yeah.
S is for hope. Show.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Well, they did that in Man of Steel, didn't they? He said,
Yeah.
It's not an S, it's my symbol of hope. And like, shut up.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on, man.
It's an S.
Cockney, do you want to explain? Hello. Do you want to explain why this scene is so kind of iconic at the end of Superman? What did it do?
You would put no, absolutely not. I haven't seen it in ages. What happened?
What?
He broke the fourth wall, didn't he?
Yeah,
on
he's
the
like
screen,
looking
the
right into the
audience.
camera, and he's like, "Hey guys, time to go."
He
You know?
broke
Yeah,
the
no, I used
fourth
to like
wall,
fourth
and
wall
for me,
breaking.
that was that it sealed the deal of that film.
Now, the only thing I didn't like about Superman shouldn't have been there in the first place is the timey-wimey rotating the planet Earth nonsense. Even at 8 years old, I was like, that's bollocks.
Because they'd swapped it they'd nicked it, hadn't they, from the second one?
Second one, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was meant to end in a cliffhanger, wasn't it? The first one where he threw the missiles and it blew up the Phantom Zone and all the three villains came out, and that's how it was meant to end. So it was meant to end in a cliffhanger.
Yes.
But they changed it, obviously, to spinning around the world and saying, "No, sir, don't thank me. We're all part of the same team. Good night." And that's how they ended it.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
So yeah.
I did think this scene was, Christopher Reeve. It's quality. You know, what more can I say?
I love Otis, the way he gives him that look when he takes his wig off his head.
Mr. Luthor.
Takes his wig off his head. Lex Luthor. Yeah.
Like Wallace and Gromit, where they take that glove off the chicken. It's you.
Yeah. That's an excellent scene. That was excellent.
Right. Okay, guys. So we'll move on from Superman. So this is the poster for Superman 2, which he didn't direct. Technically, didn't direct it, did he, Ian? But he did. But he did.
He did, but he didn't finish.
No, yeah. So he directed about 75% of it, but for Richard Lester to get full credit as the director, he had to reshoot and discard most of what Richard Donner had shot. So if he didn't do that and kept Richard Donner's 75% of and carried on from there, Richard Lester would never have got the credit as director, and that's why he did it.
Yep.
So there you go.
So if going back to the Donner cut of Superman 2.
I haven't seen the Donner cut. Actually.
Like, highly recommend you guys. There's a lot of scenes that, like, some of them aren't finished, so he had to use some stream test. But like, seriously, it's a better story. It just fits so much better than a lot of the hokey stuff that Lester did. Highly recommend.
Just Feathers McGraw, nice one.
Margot Kidder's in it as well, isn't she?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
she is.
Before she went crazy.
Yeah. In the Lester cut, she was kind of on the periphery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas, totally, it's the same, but it's different at the same time, isn't it?
Yeah. Similar stuff, but like just the way that the characters interact and the Superman reveal, so to speak, or the Clark Kent reveal, whatever you want to call it. It's different, and it makes more sense. It's so much better. So much better. I just cannot explain enough. It's definitely worth the watch.
I can't believe the MegaGeek has not seen it.
I know.
No, I haven't.
Wow.
I've seen the TV version, the full 3 hours and a bit version, which is really good. But I haven't seen the Donna cut. The reason why I haven't seen it is because I know they used footage from, not rehearsals, screen tests, and I think that's stupid, really.
It is, but like if you can look past it and enjoy the actual story, I think you'll like it. I don't want to give too much away for you because I want you to actually see it. But it's better. It's better.
Today they can do
fix
wonders,
it in post.
Yeah, in post.
True.
So maybe they should. I don't know.
Yeah, agreed.
So
maybe they will, but you should check it out. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, I should maybe check it out.
And there's no cellophane X, if I remember correctly. That was such a stupid part. I just can't get over it.
It is daft.
It makes a lot more sense, and it's a lot more cerebral when it comes to defending the enemy, which is great. So,
General Zod with an M16 is quite good, by the way.
Didn't they not kill a kid in that as well? On Superman 2. They killed the kid, didn't they?
Yeah. They did, I think.
Yeah, threw something at the kid.
There's an assault on the White House, and General Zod with an M16. Very good.
Ah, excellent.
Which, why would he need it anyways? Because he's more powerful than an M16. So it didn't make sense.
Well, maybe he just wanted to try out a new thing. Who knows?
Didn't make sense.
Whatever.
Okay, so The Goonies.
Oh God, I can't stand that film.
Oh, I do not. Sloth creeps me out. I cannot stand that character. It's so creepy.
I think I've probably seen it twice, and it's not for me.
Yeah.
I didn't like it at all when I first saw it. I couldn't understand what the kids were saying most of the time, and I just thought, it's entertaining enough, but I just didn't
like the whole what is it, the dance that Chubb did, or what was his name? Chunk? Do the chunky whatever.
Chunk.
And I'm like, oh dude, really? This is so dumb.
Well, I remember I was pretty young when I saw the Goonies, and I only watched it because I liked what's her name, Kerry Green, because Kerry Green was in a film called Lucas.
Teresa Green.
Kerry Green. Kerry Green. She played.
Sorry,
the girl holding on to Thanos' leg there.
Right. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good.
She's
Thanos
Kerry Green.
In a previous life.
And she was destined for big things, but suddenly she just disappeared. So I thought she's very cute when I was younger. So I went to see Goonies because of her, and then really ended up hating the movie, thinking.
Steven Spielberg presents a Richard Donner film, The Goonies, written by Chris Columbus, executive producer Spielberg, Frank Marshall, Kathleen Kennedy.
They're changing everything now. They're going back for our films and retconning. We should retcon Kathleen Kennedy, shouldn't we? Every poster that has her name in it says coffee maker. It should be just coffee maker. 2 sugars, please.
Coffee
Nescafe.
That's what it should
be. I think it should be coffee server.
Yeah.
Yeah, she could even make it.
Exactly.
Waitress.
Oh no, that's sexist. It has to be coffee server.
Coffee for Mr. Spielberg, cappuccino for Mr. Lucas. Oh,
did you
we
want
add the
one
cream
lump
in
or
later? Indeed.
Retcon her titles, definitely.
Did anybody like this film then?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
What?
I said I don't know. I've never seen it.
Stands back in amazement.
Rude.
I was surprised. I thought you were all going to say you loved this film, but I was never a fan of this at all.
No.
And I found it cruel and pretty bad taste in places, especially with Sloth. Never liked this film.
What about you, Matt? Did you like it? Did you like it, Matt?
I think I must have been about 14-ish or something like that when I first saw this, in the mid 80s. And my two mates, because there was three of us, three mates, and my two mates loved it. I mean, they loved the Indiana Jones movies as well, so they were kind of into the whole that kind of the underground kind of adventuring, with with villains and digging holes and going into caverns and all that kind of stuff. And this was a bunch of kids that was a bit like the Monster Squad movie. Everyone seen that? I really enjoyed that. Yeah. And it was a little bit of not really supernatural element, but you had the artifacts and the hunting and all that business. But then you also had the scary kind of villain in Sloth, who turned out not to be the villain, and the stupid kind of Home Alone style villain with the family of the two brothers and the mother. And I found them irritated. Now, my two friends really loved this film. They were laughing all the way through it, and I was kind of like sort of fake laughing all the way through it, kind of just to fit in. But I never really enjoyed it that much. And when it finished, I kind of felt a bit let down and like, oh, well, that was okay, I suppose. But it wasn't anywhere near on the same level as things like Indiana Jones and Star Wars and stuff like that. It was kind of a bit of a, really, But having said that, the direction was really good in it. Some of the jokes were good. I thought the casting was really good.
Great
Donna's
sets.
yes, good, very good sets. Yeah, you're right. And Donna's touch was definitely visible throughout the movie, and in that respect, I thought it had a lot of things going for it. But personally, it's never been a film that I've looked on nostalgically or wanted to go and buy the DVD.
No, my ex loved that movie, and I hated it. I'm like, why do you like it? Oh, it's so good. I'm like, and so we rewatched it, and I'm like, what's good about this? It's horrible.
Is that why is your ex?
What's that?
Dumped over the Goonies. I like the Goonies. You dumped. Clear out.
The only thing I laughed at is when they were interrogating Chunk and they said, tell us everything. And he goes, oh, I was in a cinema and I vomited over the... And he, just told them everything. And that's the only bit that I laughed at. The rest of it was just nonsense. But I just thought...
Awful.
Okay. Yeah, but that's the only bit.
Who was Chunk?
The fat kid.
Yeah, the one that did the
It wasn't Chinese, was he? That's what you call a fat Chinese man, isn't it?
That
was
round.
Moving on.
That was Short Round.
The Short Round is the kid that had all the gadgets, didn't he?
Yeah.
When
he was a gadget.
He had this teeth with a spring that came out and stopped him from falling. I'm like, yeah, right. As if that's going to stop
you. Spring, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway,
does anybody know who this is?
That's Bruce Dern, isn't it? Is that Bruce Dern?
It's not Laura Dern.
Looks like
or is that Richard Donner? Can't tell.
Richard Donner plays a policeman in the Goonies.
Oh, okay. Looks like Bruce Dern with a cap on his head.
Cameo.
No, that's director's cameo. Yeah.
Are they going to make a hot toy of him like with Filoni?
Yeah.
Does anybody actually own a Filoni toy? That's just gross.
Robert Myers
Filoni with a free baseball cap. No, it's a cowboy hat. With a free cowboy hat that goes in the cockpit of the X-Wing.
Michael Jackson with the Goonie kids.
Michael Jackass.
Michael Jackson with kids?
Hey, why don't you all
kids?
spin the night?
Brian.
Sorry about that.
Robert
Michael
Daly
Jackson,
in the background.
right? He was, I don't know, he was weird, wasn't he?
Careful.
Yes.
Just a bit.
He was so weird. I mean, even chased after that kid from Home Alone.
Anyway,
killer.
Benny Hill?
Back to the war. So how about that World War II, eh?
Could you
Battle
imagine
of Britain,
chasing
amazing.
the kids with the Benny Hill theme? What
That's
is it?
right.
Yakety sax?
Poor Macaulay.
Lawsuit.
Why?
So, as you can see from the picture,
Dream killer.
Michael Jackson used to hang out with Thanos.
Yeah.
Have they got something in common? They both only had one glove.
Well.
That's the link. One glove.
Samwise Gamgee, don't forget.
Thanos is Michael
magazines,
Jackson. Look at me. I've got one glove.
Well, actually, he hanged out with three famous people, didn't he? He hanged out with Thanos, he hanged out with Short Round, and he hanged out with Sanchez of the James Bond movie, didn't he? So
Right.
yeah.
Excellent.
Any other stars in that film?
Excellent.
There's one of the kids from what's that vampire movie?
Oh, of course.
Lost Boys?
Lost Boys?
Lost Boys, yeah. Lost Boys. Which one is it?
He's at the back with his hand in the air.
That's it.
Corey Feldman.
Yes.
Wasn't Corey in? Was he in Gremlins as well? No,
No,
No.
Who's the
so.
kid that was in
Moving on.
Gremlins?
Yeah,
I think he was.
I think it was him.
Yeah, it was
Was
him,
he?
wasn't he? He
Was
was
it?
the neighbor to what's his name that had the little
Oh.
gizmo, didn't he?
Okay,
Yeah.
but he wasn't in it for very long. Okay, I was
No,
like,
he
wait a
wasn't.
minute. Okay.
He was shooting them out of his window with a catapult, wasn't he?
Yes, that was it. Yeah, that's the only bit
Okay.
he did. Yeah, yeah. Oh well,
Nice beret with that woman.
she
so
was
going back
thrown
to
mama from a train, wasn't she?
yeah, that's what I was
Yes,
thinking. But
throw
I
mama
wasn't.
from the train.
I wasn't
Yeah.
quite sure though. So going back to what the chat said about the amazing sets, that's the set of the pirate boat being built.
They cut that scene out with the octopuses, didn't they? Where the octopuses tried to eat the kids.
Well,
There's
would have
like
been good.
pictures. There's pictures of it and stuff like that, but they didn't. They cut it out of the film. They thought it would be too scary, apparently.
Oh.
So there you go. There
You know
go.
the thing about octopus or octopi. If you eat octopi, everybody gets a leg. Moving on.
Nice.
Ah, dear, oh dear. Oh, yeah, the inevitable kids
Oh,
at the bottom with light shining through holes and them looking up, being scared. I remember there are thousands of pictures like this from thousands of different movies. They're all trying to copy the Goonies or E.T. or, and in the 80s. There are loads of kids like that. What was that one where these kids built a spaceship in their backyard and they flew into the sky? What was that one called?
oh, I know what you're talking about. I don't
Yeah.
remember what it's called, but yes.
Yeah, there were loads of films like that. Some that failed miserably and some that was huge successes. So
They were
was a
like in a
TV
tilt-a-whirl, like kind of thing. Like,
There was
yeah,
a TV series called, was it Salvage One? Do you remember that?
yeah, I remember that. Yes, that's terrible. Yeah. What was it called? I can't remember what it was called. Those kids built and they went up into space and they met all these aliens. You remember? They were
yeah,
all
because
like,
it was part of like a carnival ride,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I just
What
can't
was
remember
it
the name of the movie,
called?
but I really
Yeah.
liked that movie when I was a kid.
Anybody? Bueller?
I keep going to Flight of the Navigator, but I know that's
No,
not
it's not
it.
that one. It's
no,
not that one, no.
it's like completely different, but I just can't remember.
Jerry Goldsmith did the music. I know that in that film.
Oh.
So, is it Space something? I can't remember what it was called. Anybody?
Chat? Anybody in the chat know? What's the
Yeah.
question?
Come on,
Mega Geek?
chat. You know.
Come on, earn your
You
pennies.
know.
Google it.
Yeah. What's it called? Somebody look it up. Can't be asked.
No, it wasn't called Call You. It can't be asked. Anybody know in the chat? Oh,
Space
MC
Camp?
says. No, that's MC says bear with me, but
wasn't called that.
He's gonna look it up. Go MC.
Go MC.
is
Go
that
MC.
is that the correct spelling of bear? It don't look right. That's naked, isn't it? Bear.
Yeah.
Correct. I thought he was doing an invitation for sex or something.
Well, you
Bear
can
with
take that
me.
one, Cockney.
He may be. Right.
Chunk. What was that all about?
Explorers. That's
Fuck.
Explorers. That's what it was
Yes.
called. The Explorers. Yes.
That was a good film. Well, part of it was.
Yeah.
This was
okay.
This was a photograph from the 25th anniversary. So
Chunk is the guy with the ball head, right?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. That's I remember.
Robert
Looks very
Davey here.
Yeah. Sanchez from James
Corey-
Bond.
Corey Feldman.
Is that Stallone?
He's really sad looking now, Corey Feldman.
No.
And that's short round. Short round.
Look
No
at
time
your-
for love. Sorry, good. Who's the woman?
Good question.
Next to her,
That's a good question.
I don't know who that is.
Donna's wife, maybe? I don't know.
And the guy with the glasses with the hat, who's that?
Bruno Mars.
Yeah, probably.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. There's loads of cast missing there. If it's 25th anniversary, it looks like only a few of them came out to support it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird. Never mind.
Goonies never did it for me. No.
No, I didn't like the Goonies. I do like Richard Donner though. He did a good job, but
Okay. I saw this before we came on. I just thought I'd show it. Donna basically paid for Jeff Cohen to go through university.
I thought you were going to say paid him to go for a door.
Oh,
Why not
MegaGeek.
just open
Oh
it?
wow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, well, that's nice of him, isn't it? Paying for his college and stuff. It's nice of him.
Because I think he said he's Jeff Cohen is something to do with film, a law firm or something now. And he basically said that Donna paid for him to go through the top universities in the States. I think Berkeley was mentioned on the article.
Wow.
So
Really nice.
I thought that was
nice, Donna.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Right. Here we go.
I'm too old for this shit. Yeah.
That's what he said in the movie as well.
Okay, so
Weapon,
so before we get to Lethal Weapon, going back to the directed film, so 1976, The Omen, 78, Superman, 1980, Superman 2, brackets uncredited, 1985, The Goonies. So 5 years gap there, wow. And then 1987.
I love Lethal Weapon. When I
do
saw it
too.
at cinema,
It's a great
I
film.
thought it was such a great movie, and I love the fight at the ending when he beats the crap out of Mr. Joshua. Beats the crap out of him. I love it. It's such a great movie.
It's got so much to it. It's action, it's got heart, it's funny, it's just got a little bit of
Violent.
everything. Yeah.
Really violent. I thought
It's
that
got
was
Mel Gibson's mullet as well.
yeah, but that was the hairstyle of the time, wasn't it? I guess
It was.
Yeah.
Pre-crazy Mel Gibson.
When we had hair.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Written by Shane Black.
Yeah.
He did
Shane
Iron
Black.
Man 3. He was also
Yeah.
born
yeah.
on the same day as the late great Bill Hicks. Bit of trivia for you.
Oh, okay.
Top trivia.
Shout out Bill Hicks.
Do you
Moving
kill
on.
do you kill everyone you meet? Well, I haven't killed you yet. I remember that line from the
Oh
film.
yes.
Yeah, when they were in the
Was he a stream killer?
I haven't killed you yet. He said he was with his Australian accent, trying to be American. Yeah.
Oh
I
yeah, you
remember
can
that,
tell
yeah.
sometimes he slipped. and
Sometimes,
it-
sometimes he slips.
I
really
have
wanna
been
dump?
reprimanded. I have been reprimanded in the chat.
Oh yeah,
For
Who
what?
have you done
recommended you.
now?
Lady Hawk.
Somebody
Oh,
want-
of course.
You
You
forgot
Lady Hawk
Hawk. Oh,
Yeah.
Look at Howard as well.
and Matthew Broderick as well.
Broderick.
Matthew Board Games Broderick.
Broderick, not Broderick.
No,
Matthew Baldrick.
Broderick from
Broderick.
Broderick.
I'm going Broderick. I'm also going Christopher Reeve, not Reeves.
Was
You
it
know, his
Reeves
name
or
was
Reeves?
It's Reeve.
It's definitely
Reeve.
Reeve. It's been
George
bugging me for
Reeves,
months,
Christopher
but-
Reeve.
Oh, I see. Lady Hawk was all right. I liked it. I thought it was a good film, personally. It was very low budget, though, but I thought it was a really good film. So there you go.
I don't know why it's not come up on my list because I basically just copied it from Internet Movie Database. So unless I was having a brain fart at the time, I do apologise, MC.
The best kind of fart.
What's it say there? Two cops. Glover carries a weapon. Gibson is one. He's the only LA cop registered as a lethal weapon.
It
Now,
was.
Just don't put
Are
them up for
cops
drunk
registered as a
driving.
lethal weapon in real life? I don't think so.
Absolute weapon in real life, more like.
Really? Yeah.
Mouth weapon. Hey, sugar tits, are you a Jew?
Oh boy.
Oh, God. You would have to bring it down to that level, wouldn't you, Cockney?
Well, I'm quoting something that actually Mel Gibson said. It's not me bringing it down. It's Mel Gibson. If he's going to make offensive comments, I'll comment on them. He's a dick.
I still
What's
can't
this-
believe he was cast as Braveheart, although I suppose being
That's
an
like going,
alcoholic
oh.
racist, that's probably the best choice.
Oh jeez.
I still think he's a brilliant director, though. Mel Gibson.
Yes.
I've seen a few of his films, and he's a fantastic director, in my opinion. He has
And
talent,
he was actually a
definitely.
decent actor. It's just,
Yeah, he is.
he was a little
He is.
crazy.
He was in the Sullivans. I
He's
remember
just a
that.
fucking racist, but apart from that, great guy.
Yeah.
He was in the
little
Sullivans.
weird, little crazy.
Yeah, he was in the Sullivans. Remember that
Wow,
show? The
that's going
Sullivans?
back.
That strange show?
Wow, fucking
Yeah. He was in a few. I think he was in season 1 or something like season 2. I can't remember. Yeah.
Didn't Robert Downey Jr. credit him with saving his career?
I don't know.
I think
that's
so.
the thing. He helped him out when Hollywood turned his back on him. That's why, things like Black
he
and
helped
White.
him
2
to
hours.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's still a
What was the
horrible racist,
Vietnam
but I hate most
film that they were both in?
people.
What was that film called? It's a really
Full
good
Metal
film. No, it's not that one.
No, it's a joke.
I can't remember what it was called, but I saw that film. It was really good. I saw the one, the jungle one, where
Apocalypto?
had no stars in it, but that was so well directed. I could take my hat off to Mel Gibson. He really knows how to direct.
It was a little bit too gruesome for me. I couldn't make it through it.
I mean, Triumph of the Will is well directed, but it's still a mouthpiece for the Nazi Party. Maybe not.
And he did a really good job on the Passion of Christ as well, didn't he? That was horrific when he was getting whipped and all that stuff. I just thought, wow. So he knows how to direct, definitely.
Yes.
I nearly fell off my chair there. MC in the chat says, I'm not a fan of Lethal Weapon for some reason.
What?
That's
MC?
Okay.
What?
That's okay. People are entitled to their opinions, aren't they? So, but I think Lethal Weapon's a great movie, personally. Well, Mel Gibson was really good in it. Danny Glover was funny.
Action, the music was fantastic.
Music was
Eric
Clapton. So cheesy, but so good.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. It really is.
Is it 2 or 3 where Joe Pesci starts joining the gang?
No, it's 2.
Oh, I love that. I'm sorry, I really love Joe Pesci, but yeah.
I just it kind of missed its edge in the second one. I thought the first one was really violent and really, right on, in my opinion. I love the bit where he runs down the road with this big machine gun in his hand after a car.
Yeah.
I mean, as if he can catch up with the car. I thought it was just a really great, fantastic climax. I just thought it was really good.
Speaking of which, I'm going to go now, guys, just to let you know, because
real life stuff,
real life stuff, and anyway. So I'm going to go. So thank you, everyone.
We'll see you tonight. Yes.
See you, Cockney.
Rock and roll. See you next time.
Thanks for popping on, dude. Cheers,
pal.
pal.
Always a pleasure. Cheers. Bye.
We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Yeah.
Now we can talk about it now.
Right. What a bastard. What a wanker. Okay, so I will say, I didn't mean that, Cockney, by the way.
He knows you're
one of my
kidding.
favorite. Does he?
Yeah, he's got a good sense of humor. He can take a joke.
One of my favorite scenes from Lethal Weapon is, where the guy is spilling his guts to those two, that his daughter was murdered, and he's drinking the eggnog. And you see the helicopter come up, and then all of a sudden you just see him kind of just shake, and the bullet goes through the eggnog. I thought that was a good scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he runs out and he hits he shoots at the helicopter, and he hits the helicopter 4 times. The helicopter still gets away, and then I think what's his name says to him, "Are you through?" And he goes, "I just started." So
yes,
it's got all those lines in it. They're all those cliched lines.
I'm kind of thinking the homework for the chat should be probably to watch Lethal Weapon this week, because it is a good film.
Yes.
No, that film like the back of my hand. Oh, what was that? Oh, my hand.
Right. So, guys, in the chat, or anybody who's watching this on rewatch, I think we should, for homework this week, maybe watch the original Lethal Weapon, because it's a great film.
Lethal Weapon.
Right. Okay. So there's the great men themselves.
Gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
You like this one, don't you, Ian?
Do you really want to jump? Do you wanna? Yeah, I remember this.
Do you wanna?
Do you wanna? I want to do it. Do you want to do it? He says to him. And they jump.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I love that.
Great scene.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's that
With
big mistake
the-
where the handcuffs come apart as they're falling.
Yeah.
And then
They can fix it. They
reattach.
can fix it with CGI now. But yeah,
Well, now they can. Back then, it was a little bit more difficult.
yes, it was. Yeah.
Cam Cam's going to good night. So good night, Cam Cam.
Good night.
Thank you, Cam
Right,
Cam.
Cam. All the best.
Okay, so one of the backstories was Riggs' missus who died,
Yes,
and
Yeah.
that was his pain, wasn't it?
it was indeed. And then
Yes.
we found out in the second one that Martin Riggs, they killed his wife.
Yes.
Apparently.
Yeah.
You didn't drive straight away. It took a bit
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, him. What's his name? Rudd? No, Rudd was the main guy, wasn't he?
Remember?
Diplomatic immunity. That was Rudd.
Joss
The other- I can't
Ackland,
remember the
wasn't
other
it?
guys. Yeah, I can't remember the other guy. His name.
So obviously, Riggs was torn.
He was.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, this is the bit where he was trying to get his tooth out.
end it
wasn't
all.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
with a pistol.
Watching Bugs Bunny. Merry Christmas. Yeah, I remember that scene. Deck the halls. He puts the gun in his mouth, pulls the hammer back, but he doesn't pull the trigger. There you go.
That's a tough scene.
Yeah, it's a good
I think
scene.
I'm-
It's well, it's
I
well
think I'm
played
going to watch
by
it this
Mel.
week. I'm going to watch it this week.
Yeah, I need to rewatch it.
One of my favourite bits in the movie is when they're driving down the highway and they're trying to chase the other car, and he just steers the car between the barrier and the traffic in front. And you've got Murtaugh saying to him, "Regs, no, there's no room," and he just just drives the car down anyway at full speed.
Yeah.
That's the
Flying off
second
either
one.
side.
That's the
Is it?
second
Oh,
one.
Is
Yeah.
it oh, it is.
There's that joke in it when he goes, "This was a new car," and he goes, "Well, it still is," you know, that kind of thing. While it's all falling apart. So
You're right. You know, there was no room.
yeah. And Murtaugh just looks at him. Yeah, what a funny moment.
Yeah.
It is a really good franchise. That the first three was good.
Yes.
The fourth one's absolute nonsense.
Not
Absolute.
seen.
Exactly. There was no
Yeah.
point in making the fourth one. It was just a cash grab.
Yeah. And this film introduced me to a Beretta gun. I never knew those things existed until I saw
shot
Lethal
Beretta,
Weapon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't speaking of Beretta, wasn't RoboCop's gun a Beretta?
I don't know.
Oh.
Good question. I
Do you
don't know.
know? Do you know anything about RoboCop's gun, Ian?
Very funny. You know what?
Moving on.
Do you know what? Right, two people
Plum.
suffered. Two people suffered in RoboCop, didn't they? Actually, no. Two people suffered from Remington Steele, didn't they? So basically, Pierce Brosnan was going to be James Bond, but they renewed the license for Remington Steele, so he couldn't be James Bond. And the girl that was in Remington
Correct.
Steele was meant to be in RoboCop.
RoboCop, correct.
But when they basically said no, we're going to do another season of Remington Steele, she pulled out, and Nancy Allen took her place.
Yeah, and the rest
So
is
there you
history.
go. Yep, there you go. Two people suffered. Two people. Yeah. So there you go.
Okay, so
Scrooged.
so
Oh,
we had
I like
Lethal
that
Weapon,
movie.
and then we went to Bill Murray, Scrooged, which
I like this film. It's a
I
lot of
forgot
fun
it was
till
a
the
Donner
ending.
film.
Yeah, until
Me
the ending.
too.
I like the ending.
Yeah, the
I don't
ending
think
was
I've
kinda-
seen it.
Really, it's so good.
or if I've
Surely
seen
not.
it, I've seen snippets, but I've not actually seen it from start to finish.
It's one of those movies I have to watch at Christmas. I watch that one, and I watch Muppets Christmas Carol. It always gets me in the mood for Christmas. And what else do I watch?
It's Elf for me. I always have
Alf,
to
yes,
watch
Elf. So those three movies I always watch at Christmas time to get me in
Bad
the
Santa
mood.
for me.
Oh, you like Bad Santa?
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Oh,
I
yeah,
have Bad
Bad
Earth
Santa.
Santa, and it's so
Great
bad.
film. Great film.
So bad.
Family
Yeah.
Man is my favorite Christmas
Oh,
movie.
I do like that one, but it's very, very sweet and sugary, isn't it? That one.
Yeah, there's a little cameo from the recently deceased Robert Downey Jr.'s father in that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
And wasn't what's his who played the angel? The guy who
Don
played
Cheadle.
Don Cheadle. Yeah, he played the angel, didn't he? Yeah. Yeah. Family Man's a very sweet movie. It makes you think about family and stuff like that. So it's a
It
really
makes you
good
want to
movie.
marry Tia Leone as well.
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
David Duchovny didn't he?
He did.
Yeah, but he kept cheating on her. So
He did indeed. He did indeed.
Rat bag.
Moving on.
What happened to her? She just disappeared off the face of the earth, didn't she?
Yeah, she really...
Did she not do some American TV serial for a while recently?
I don't know.
Oh.
5,
What, like
10 years?
Cheerios or Moving
No.
on.
No, she was
Dream
on
killer.
some show. Was it? I don't think it was West Wing. I think it was some
Something, yeah, something like that. God,
yeah, but I can't remember.
I remember she was really hot in Bad Boys. When I was watching Bad Boys, I was like, who's that woman? She's so hot. I remember. You remember Bad Boys? She was in that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looked hot in that film.
Again, I don't think I've ever seen Bad Boys all the way through.
What? You haven't seen Bad Boys?
It's very overrated.
I may
Yeah.
have seen snippets,
Okay.
but I don't think I've seen it from start to finish. It's just
It's too much
not
gloss
my
and
thing,
too
not
much.
my thing.
It's not as good as Lethal Weapon at all.
No.
Because Lethal Weapon has heart and it has a solid story.
Yeah,
Bad Boys just goes
Agreed.
all over the place, and they
Yes.
rely too much on Will Smith and Martin Lawrence's comedy to actually make that film work.
Oh, was the comedy in it then?
There was a bit
Oh,
of
yeah.
comedy in it. Yeah.
Yeah, it has some good comedic moments. It's just you can tell sometimes they tried too hard. So
Yeah. They were trying too hard. Yeah. So there you go.
Much like this stream. Wookie Fever 1969 says drinking some beers and enjoying the stream. Very excellent panel tonight. Cheers to all of you and the great people in the chat. There you go.
Aw.
Thanks very
So
much, Rookie
sweet.
Fever. Rookie Fever's
Yeah.
actually a good guest if you can get my new mic.
I genuinely think we've got the best Saturday panel on YouTube, but that's just
Who else are we up against then? You know,
Moving
who are
on.
we up against?
Moving on.
I was just wondering. So who are we up
PG
against?
maybe was streaming tonight at the same time.
Oh, PG. I like PJ. He's
Yeah,
quite
it's all
fun.
right. It's PJ.
Yeah,
Good
it's
one.
nice.
He's a good
Okay,
lad.
so Scrooged.
Yeah.
Did we like it then? Yes.
I like
Yeah.
Karen Allen in it. She's
Karen
Oh,
Allen.
yeah. Well, of
Karen
course.
Allen.
Karen
I
Allen.
forgot she was in this.
I thought you were into Spielberg's wife.
Yeah, I'm not fussy. Look, Bill Murray's face is
Neither am I.
scary as hell, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
And he got a mullet.
Yeah. He did.
He's got mascara on as Bill Murray on this. Isn't
Oh, I knew there was something creepy about him. Oh,
And who was
mascara.
that guy that was trying to kill him? He was from the police academy, wasn't he? The guy that was trying to kill him.
Oh,
He
wasn't
fires
it
him in the
Bobcat
beginning.
Oh.
Goldthwait? Was
Yeah,
it?
with the funny voice.
Yes,
Him, yeah.
Bobcat Goldthwait.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
found him to be a very annoying person. People thought he was funny. I just did not find him to be funny personally.
Yeah. And Robert Mitchum was in this film as well. Then he played his
Oh,
boss.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Blake Carrington.
Yes. Yes. He played the ghost, didn't he? He
Yeah.
played the ghost, trying to warn him. Yeah.
Top
Yeah, Blake.
trivia.
Yeah. Or not Blake Carrington, or he could be Charlie, because he was the voice of
That's
Charlie,
right.
wasn't he?
Morning,
Charlie's
Angels.
Yeah.
say that.
Definitely. I did like Scrooge, but I said I didn't like the ending. I thought that the ending just let it down slightly, but
Kind of
It
breaking
was-
the fourth wall thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was an enjoyable film. It was very enjoyable.
Cam in the chat says Beretta makes shit handguns, but amazing long range rifles and shotguns.
It's a scary message.
It did put it in the forefront though because of those films, because of Lethal Weapon, and you know, as I said, the first time I saw Beretta, I'm like, wow, you know, that looks like a cool gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you go.
Look at that fucking gun.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Lethal Weapon 2.
Okay. The tagline, "The magic is back."
And it was back because
Was
it was
it?
a very
Yes.
enjoyable movie. This one,
Man,
Lethal
yeah, I
Weapon
liked
2.
it better than the first one. This one.
Did you?
I found
I-
it funnier. So
It was funnier, but I found the first one had an edge to it. This one kind of lost it slightly, but I did like the human, and I did like what's his name? Leo. What Leo wants, Leo gets. I liked him. He was quite
yes,
funny.
I love Joe,
Joe
Pesci.
Pesci.
He's so
Pesci,
funny.
yeah.
And let's not forget, thank you, MC, Patsy Kensit.
Oh gosh, of course, the girl that pops her. When she was a kid, she was in that advert. Peas. It was about peas, wasn't it? She
Yeah.
used to
Yeah.
pop her mouth. Yeah, yeah. I remember Patsy Kensit. She looked quite She was quite hot in that film, actually.
Yeah, she's cute. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
She
when
got.
she's still in that band, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Eighth Wonder.
Well done.
They.
I'm
She
not
d-
scared.
She died. She died. They drowned her, didn't they?
Great song.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was horrific, that scene, wasn't it?
Yeah. And they tried to drown Riggs, but he
Just to make
got out
a
of
point.
his.
Yeah.
Got out of his. Was it?
Dislocated his shoulder.
Yeah, dislocated shoulder and got out.
Ooh, nasty.
And they killed all the policemen. They killed everybody in the unit, didn't they? The South Africans. They killed everyone. Even killed
Pretty much.
Vasquez from Aliens. They killed her too.
Oh, inexcusable.
Yeah.
Again, I think I may need to watch this.
You remember when his daughter was doing the advert and he got everybody to watch it, and it was an advert about rubbers. It was
yeah.
Yeah. Her first acting gig or something.
Yeah. What do you think of it? He's like, he was horrified, wasn't he? And then the next day, Riggs was taking a piss out of him, and all the people at the station was taking a piss out of him. That was quite funny, actually.
Yeah.
Nearly as bad as Stephen Toast with the laxatives.
Yeah.
Yahtzist Phobe in the chat says diplomatic immunity.
Yeah. What's that line in it? He goes, don't worry about it. He goes, what is it? The people at the precinct, you know what they're like. In one ear and out the rubber. He says, 1 point to Myrtle.
PCAT in the chat says they also killed Hank from Breaking Bad.
They did.
Oh.
Of course they did. But Hank got killed in Breaking Bad as well. So, he's not very, But yeah. It's a really good movie. Obviously they set up that gag where in the beginning they were betting to see if Riggs would get out the straitjacket. Obviously they set it up for the ending, didn't they? Do you remember that bit where they were betting on him and he dislocated his shoulder? And then
Man, I'll tell you what, that was good acting by Mel Gibson because I felt that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then they played it on the third one, which I didn't like. They should have just left it out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I really like the second one. The second one starts off halfway through a chase. When it starts off, they're chasing the bad guys, aren't they? And they get the Kruger ants because when the car turns upside down, the boot opens and all the Kruger ants fall out, and that's how the film starts off an action scene. It's quite good.
There's Patsy there.
Patsy,
I'm not scared.
Well, she doesn't look scared. There's that bit where he's going, boop, back to my place. Remember that scene? He's chatting her up. Oh,
yes.
The toilet scene was hilarious, wasn't it?
On the shitter, yeah. Well, I thought that was that the beginning? Or
No, that was in the middle of the film.
Why did I think it was in the beginning? Because Murtaugh's on the shitter, isn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was such a great scene. Yeah, they tried to assassinate him, didn't they, by putting a bomb in his head? Yeah.
And then he goes to Riggs. He goes, look, yes, get the bomb squad in, but mum's the word. And he goes, yeah, I won't tell anyone. And next scene is like, ambulances and police running around, and stuff like that. Yeah, everyone
Caught on the shitter like Richard Donner getting a film offer.
Getting caught with their pants down, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious. I really loved the film. I thought the film was really funny, and they did go in a direction I didn't really feel it should have done, but I still enjoyed this movie a hell of a lot, really.
Yeah, it didn't go down the U-bend, did it?
Yeah.
I'm heroic. Captain 300 subs Spock. By the way, anybody who's watching this or is in the chat who hasn't subscribed to Cockney Spock's channel, his next goal in life is to get 300 subs. He's been having he's been having problems with 200 because his figures have been up and down. So he's at about 17 shows for his 200th sub, but the next goal is 300. So everybody in the chat, do the business, sort the man out. He needs your support. Captain Cockney Spock says, on 3 or after 3.
Yeah, that's the gag. And that carried on to the third movie as well when they're trying to save the cat with the bomb. Remember that? And the whole building went down. Yeah. And that stupid joke where they're in uniform and I'm like, do you have to put more comedy in it? I want more hard edge. They used to do that with it. It was all right.
Tupac says, I think the soundtrack was pretty good. The
Eric
soundtracks
Clapton.
were excellent.
Eric
Yeah.
Clapton, wasn't it?
Yeah. And, I think it was Michael Kamen who did.
Yes, he did the score, and with Eric Clapton, they both did it, I think.
Yeah.
But and I think Sting sang the theme song, didn't he? In the third one.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm so sad. I think I even bought the official soundtrack to Lethal Weapon. That's how sad I am. It's a great soundtrack.
But the second one starts off with
On vinyl.
the theme from Looney Tunes, doesn't it? The second one, because you have Lethal Weapon come on the screen, and you have the theme from the Looney Tunes, and the 2 comes out of Lethal Weapon, and then it just rushes towards the screen, and you're in a chase.
Yeah.
You know, and I just thought that was weird. I was like, how come it's starting off with a Bugs Bunny thing? But that's where it was going. That's the humor that it was going to be kicking out, wasn't it? So
yeah. So there's Mel and Danny Glover, who's obviously too old for this shit.
Yeah.
what's that line in it where the boss was saying, you know, I don't give a fuck? That was it. That was the line, wasn't it? Do you know why I don't have an ulcer? Because I don't give a fuck. So he was saying to them, wasn't he? You know, I want you to babysit Leo. Yeah.
Great chemistry.
I'm going to say, chat, I think this is homework for the week.
Do you remember that bit? But see, this is a good second film is really good. Remember the bit where they take him home because obviously somebody tried to kill him in the hotel room, and Leo's complaining about the washing, isn't he? It's like you don't use any fabric softener on your clothes, do you? You know, that kind of stuff. I thought it was quite funny.
Yes,
all that scenes
Leo
were really
is
funny.
awesome.
Yeah, I thought it was quite funny. There you go.
So, Lethal Weapon 3 tagline: the magic is back again.
Oh gosh.
The thing is, though, I think they just squeezed Joe Pesci in the third one because he really didn't have anything to do in the third one. He was just selling houses, wasn't he?
Yes, and then he was trying to inform. But I do like what happened to him in the hospital. I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they did to him?
In the third one?
Please tell us.
So, like, didn't Riggs mess with this chart, and they had them give him either a colonoscopy or he was so pissed, and he goes off on how they F you in the hospital and this and this, and it was like one of the best speeches ever, and I just laughed my ass off every time.
They just copied that from the second one, didn't they? They fuck you at the driveway.
Yeah,
but
it was so great because he got so mad because they really, really dicked with him in the hospital, and it's funny.
I said I liked the third one, but I didn't, you know. And then Riggs meets this, you know, woman, and I think he got married to her in the fourth one. I'm not really sure, but
Reni, what's her name? I forget her name.
Yeah, but she was just
Rene
as tough
Russo.
as him. She was kicking off.
She was all right. Yeah.
Thor's mum.
Yeah. Thor's mum. Yeah.
There's Mel with his ponytail.
And then that stupid bit where he saves Myrtle's daughter, and he thought that she was being held up, but it was a film set, and he dives on this guy, and it's a rubber gun, and thinking,
it's like, oops.
Yeah, I was thinking, no. But the third one wasn't as good as the first or the second. But that was inevitable. It was always going to go downhill.
Yeah, diminishing returns. Isn't it?
Yeah.
You couldn't top the first and the second, in my opinion.
But as a fan of Lethal Weapon, would you care?
What?
The quality's because the quality's going down.
No, the quality is really good. I mean, all three of them are really entertaining. But there's things in it that I'm like, what? Like, for instance, when he was fighting, is it this one where he was fighting the Chinese guys, and there was that chase on the motorway? Suddenly, he forgot all his kung fu. He's fighting all these. You know, suddenly Riggs can't do any kung fu anymore. Like in the first one, he was a martial arts expert. We beat the crap out of Mr. Joshua. In the third one, suddenly he hasn't got it anymore. It just, it was like
maybe he was concerned about cultural appropriation.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It's just, it was just puzzling. It was puzzling. The whole thing was puzzling. But you know, there you go.
Okay, so.
Maverick.
So after Lethal Weapon 3 came this.
I liked Maverick, but I didn't like it as much to consider it to be a classic from Donna, really. It was okay, in my opinion.
I haven't seen that in years.
1994. Wow.
Jodie Foster and
James
that big
Garner.
twist at the ending where he goes dad. Suddenly you realise James Garner was his dad.
Wasn't it more of like a comedy than a Western?
Yeah, it was
if
a
I
comedy.
remember right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a comedy.
Well, it was based off a TV series, wasn't it?
Yep. It was based off a TV series, of course. Maverick. Yeah. Let's say about this.
Did Donna direct the TV series?
Yes. No.
Yes, no?
No, he didn't.
Okay.
Well, as far as I know, anyway.
In the chat, Peacock says twist ending and Glover cameo.
Yeah, Glover cameo, yeah.
I think I've got that covered.
Yeah. Because James Garner he did a lot of westerns when he was in his prime, and he always did comedies. I remember there was this long running series that James Garner did. I think it was for Disney. Support Your Local Sheriff was one of them. Yeah, he used to do like films like that, and he never used to use any violence to get out situations, and that was the comedy aspect of the show. I can't remember what character he was playing, but I think it was all down to Maverick. I think the TV show. So I don't know.
Did he do a few films with Doris Day, or am I thinking about Rock Hudson?
That's Rock Hudson.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that's Rock Hudson.
Yeah, but what's his name? He was Jim Rockford, man. No, you can't take that away.
Yeah, Rockford Files.
Rockford Files was amazing. It was a great show. First detective to use a recorded message on his phone. Columbo never used one, that's for sure. But yeah, Jim Rockford. It was a good show, Jim Rockford. Rockford Files. It was a really good show.
What's the story with? Is there a story with Glenn A. Larson and Rockford?
Glenn A. Larceny, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, Larceny. What's the story?
What's the story about? What?
Did he? I might be getting my people mixed up. Didn't Glenn A. Larceny rip something off?
Ripped off loads of stuff. That's why it's called Glenn A. Larceny.
James Garner twatted him.
I don't know, but
or am I getting my people? Or am I getting my people mixed up? Probably getting my people mixed up, but
I don't know. I don't know.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Moving on.
I don't know.
Moving on. I'm doing my best to kill it. Sorry, guys. Here we go.
What's the next one? Oh, Assassins. It was okay.
I mean, Stallone versus Banderas.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
of course, Stallone wins.
Can't remember it.
So. I just remember, them just trying to outshoot or out-snipe each other. That's really what I remember. Because I want to say I saw this in high school or before high school. And it was okay if you just wanted some raw action and stuff like that, but it just didn't have a good plot.
No, it didn't. And then Antonio Banderas wanted to kill Stallone because he wanted to be number one. I mean, how stupid can that? It's a stupid story, yeah. And Sylvester Stallone said to him, well, okay, right, I'm going to give up now, because he was going to give up. And he goes, right, you can be number one. And he goes, yes, fair enough. But I still have to kill you, because if I kill you, I still be number one. I'm like, what is this script all about?
That was so dumb.
Yeah, it's very dumb. But Julia Moore, she was the target, wasn't she? Julianne Moore, she was the target for Banderas. Yeah. It was all right. It was okay.
1995, that was.
Party like 1995. No, that was 1999.
Okay, so it looks like Donna is kind of churning a film out maybe one every 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, he has to feed his family, mate. Yeah. He has to feed his family.
So he's obviously quite popular then at this.
Well, he's Hollywood, isn't he? You know, if he's a director in Hollywood, you know, he knows all the producers and stuff, and he's good at what he does. He always brings a film in budget, and you know,
he
has
knew
more
Kathleen,
success.
didn't he? Yeah, he obviously knew.
I
Kathleen.
mean, who didn't?
Yeah, you mean that person that made coffee for everyone?
Coffee server.
Yeah. So. Oh, I like conspiracy theory, apart from the end.
Okay, this is 1997. Mel Gibson, Julia Roberts,
and Picard.
Yes.
Patrick Stewart.
Wasn't he the bad guy?
Yes, he was.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Haven't seen it in forever.
There you go. You heard it first, everybody. Stuart, the bad guy.
Patrick Stewart.
I will say this, and I know I've said this over and over again to a lot of people, but I still say he's a better Professor X than he was Picard because of how he destroyed Picard's character.
That's
Just
true.
leave it at that.
That is true. That is, I actually agree with that.
Wise words from Reni Alpha, everybody.
This is another film that had a really stupid ending as well. I didn't like the ending for this one at all. I thought he should have been more heroic because when you're basically, rooting for Mel Gibson's character, suddenly he just ends up going crazy or stupid.
Well, yeah, and it's sad because they
what?
painted him as a crazy person, but he was actually right.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh no! Now he's a crazy person. So it's just you felt bad for him.
Yeah, because at the ending, something to do with a horse, as I recall. She was riding a horse or something like that at the ending. I can't remember.
I want to say you're right.
Because he was they put him in jail or something or whatever. He was getting therapy and she was riding at the ending. Because it looked like it was going to be a little bit of a romance there, but they kind of squashed that as the film went on because he was just too mental. So it was like somebody you were rooting for him, then suddenly they changed the goalpost and suddenly you just didn't care about him anymore.
Was that
that's how I felt.
Was that answer directed at Reni A? Because if it was, she went critical mass. Just
she gone again. She gone again. She'll come back though. It's her.
She'll come back for more.
Yeah, it's her. It's a thingy.
I can't remember seeing this film.
I saw it in a cinema.
Or if I
saw it in a cinema. I remember meeting Mel Gibson.
Yeah, what's the story again, please?
With my mum.
Yeah, go on. It's a good story.
We went to see a Steven Seagal movie because my mum loves action movies. I can't remember which one it was, and then we were in a Fulham Road cinema. It was called Fulham Road in those days, and he went to see A River Runs Through It. We saw him go up the stairs. I didn't think it was him though.
Yeah.
But when we came out of the cinema, he was coming down the stairs, and I said, "Mum, look, it's Mel Gibson," and he heard me. And then my mum looked at him and she said, "Oh no, he's not as good as Steven Seagal." And and Mel Gibson looked at us and he went, he did the palm on his head. He went like that and he walked out. I thought it was quite funny. So yeah. But my mum was really serious when she said it. He's not as good as Steven Seagal. So there you go. Yeah.
Well, Reni's back.
See, there you go. I told you she'd be back.
And on
Sorry, guys. Yeah. Internet sucks here. It's not just you, Brown. I promise. It's in the US too.
Yeah, I said I don't. Have you seen this film, Matt and Brian? No,
I haven't. I don't recall it. Sadly,
I never did see it. I wasn't a massive fan of Julia Roberts, so it looked a little bit too kind of mainstream for me because she was in it. So I just avoided it.
Yeah.
This is a production photo from Conspiracy Theory. The great man on the left.
Yeah, I didn't realize how old Richard Donner actually was. Even it was only when he died and he was 91 I realized how old he was, because he must have been there in his 70s or 60s here. Yeah, so I mean, he was still going strong. He still knew good scripts. He still knew his craft. Incredible man, let's face it.
Do you think Lethal Weapon 5 will get made now?
No, I do hope so, but obviously they probably cancelled it now because he is gone.
I think it might, because
I hope so.
They're out of ideas.
Not woke.
So either they recycle stuff, reboot stuff, or make a sequel. They can't think of anything new, so they have to go with what works. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Danny Glover was on Good Morning Britain a couple of months ago, and he said he's heard the rumours, but nothing,
It was announced, though.
Yeah.
It was announced when he was still alive that he was going to make Lethal Weapon 5, and he had Glover and Mel Gibson say yes.
Maybe Gibson could direct it.
Yeah, Gibson's a good director, but the thing is, he's fallen from grace, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's fallen from grace now, so it's that's one of the reasons why he wasn't in the last Mad Max movie, was because obviously And I actually thought that was a really bad move on what's his name, Miller's part.
Yeah.
I would have definitely got Mel Gibson back, and at his age and stuff, I still would have got him back. But anyway, this film sucked. This film was really terrible.
Haven't seen this one.
I mean, it was
Awful.
okay, and it's still better than some of the cop movies they come out with nowadays. But
Yeah.
it was the worst of the four for sure.
Yeah, it's probably a
was.
masterpiece, compared to some of the shit we get now.
It focused too much on stupidness. The comedy was crap, and they just dialed it up a notch with the comedy, and it didn't work. I mean, they got Jet Li in it to add a bit of seriousness in there, and Jet Li was amazing, martial arts, but it just didn't work because he wasn't lethal anymore, and he was getting punched up by Jet Li, and you just didn't get the feel of the first, the second, and the third one in this one at all. So there you go.
That was 1998.
Yeah, and that stupid scene in a dentist where they went to see Benny, the Chinese guy, and I'm like, oh, this is not funny. And then had Chris Rock in it. He wasn't funny in it either.
Yeah, they
kind of
tried
annoying.
to use the don't look at my daughter, don't touch my daughter thing a little bit too much. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it wasn't very good at all. And at the ending, they said, "We're family." Remember that scene? I thought, ugh. What have they done to it?
It was so cringe.
Yeah,
So
what have they done to it? There you go. Not a very good ending.
They just keep adding people, don't they? It's like a Fast and the Furious movie. The poster just gets like further and further into the background with more and more faces.
I
Yeah.
can't believe making those. Like, do those movies actually make money anymore? Like the Fast and Furious franchise?
Of course they do.
I just can't believe it. Because how far can you go with it? You know what I mean?
They
Aren't they
went
up to,
in space in the last one.
They did.
Yeah.
Apparently so. I haven't seen it, but apparently they went to space in the last movie.
Yeah, true. Just not my cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I guess yours is coffee, I guess.
Is here all week?
Pretty much.
One of your... What did he say? Put that back up? What did he say?
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
Hold on.
Do you want to read it out?
I said this month ago. I said this month. Oh, I said this months ago. On one of your streets. Street is
That's
Mr. Brown
stream.
that I saw Halloween H2O. And what?
Mask of Zorro. Lethal Weapon
Mask of
4,
Zorro,
all on the
all
same day.
Cinema. I'm thinking it was August, maybe early September. I used to do that a lot when I was unemployed and had
Binge films.
yeah, because I remember in the old days you used to have your unemployed card and he used to give you a discount to go in the cinema. I used to do that all the time. I used to watch 3 films in a day when I was unemployed and nothing to do. All the time.
Good for you.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
I will say the Magic is Back has been dropped. So
yes.
They obviously knew that there were maybe...
They should apologise. Just say we apologise.
Bit of a cash cow. Yeah.
The magic is
tagline. The magic is gone. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, Reni.
Just kidding.
Mel Gibson.
And this is a publicity shot.
Look how small Jet Li is. He's about as small as Joe Pesci. Look at that.
I bet you wouldn't say that to his face, though, would you?
No, I get kicked, wouldn't I? Kicked in the face.
Into next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a tough little midget, man. Don't mess with Joe Pesci.
We're talking about Jet Li.
Oh, oops.
We're talking about Jet Li. Jet Li would kick the Sunday
Pesci
out.
looks like a miniature Jack Nicholson in that photograph.
He does.
Yeah, there.
There's Joel Silver.
That's not Weinstein, is it? Oh,
No,
Joel Silver.
It's Joel Silver. Who's that black guy in the background?
Seal?
Is that Seal?
God knows.
Is that what about behind Pesci? Is that the part of the poster? Who's behind Pesci?
There's somebody behind him. I don't know who it is.
I wonder how many pictures I am in that people have taken and I've just walked past.
Well, not this one.
It makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many pictures you guys are in and all that stuff. That would have been quite interesting.
This is the hospital scene.
Yeah, what a crap scene it was too.
Oh, Mel Gibson had a son.
That
in the
was
film.
awful.
He had a son. Oh, no.
Yeah, what a load of bollocks.
Oh,
Really
Ian.
it was crap. I mean, my heart sunk when I saw this film. I was like, what did they do with this fantastic franchise? They just kind of put the last nail in the coffin.
They cashed it in, mate. That's what they did.
Yeah, it was
Oh, look, we're
absolutely
both
rubbish.
going through labor at the same time. What a coincidence. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was cheesy.
There's Captain Murphy in it. I don't give a fuck. You know why I don't have an ulcer? Because I don't give a fuck. Yeah. And he promotes them, doesn't he? Did he promote them in this one? Captain Riggs, Captain Myrtle?
Probably.
Remember that scene? He throws them the badges, or was it the third one?
I
can't
thought it
remember
was at the
which one it was.
beginning, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Riggs, Captain Murtaugh.
Captain
And they just
Murtaugh,
made a joke.
yeah.
I mean, it was pretty cute, but you know.
Yeah. Didn't know what to do, did they? Just hang around, and they were saying, "What do we do now?"
Yeah, exactly.
Because they were making too much mess in the city, weren't they? Destroying things. So that's
Yeah,
why I
they
had to
didn't know
promote
what
them.
to do with their
Yeah.
promotions.
Yeah, so I had to promote them. Yeah, very silly. I've
Okay, so
never seen this film.
that was
but I'm
the
gonna,
end of Lethal Weapon.
I'm gonna
So where are
make
we?
it my
So
mission to see this.
2003 timeline starring Paul Walker, he of Fast and Furious, the late Paul Walker.
Starring Jed Butler and Billy Connolly as well.
Really? Billy Connolly's in that as well.
Yes, indeed.
He is. He is.
Wow.
Has anybody seen this film?
big
I have
Uh,
not.
I haven't either.
No, not me.
Swap Shop, save it, mate. Have you seen it?
Who's the guy in the middle? Is that Gerard Butler in the middle?
Yes,
I don't know.
indeed.
Who's that at the
Tell that pout anywhere.
Yeah.
Brian, do your best Gerard Butler voice then.
Sorry, Big Jed's from Paisley.
Still can't beat the Sean Connery there. Sean Connery one's perfect.
I should be better at Jed because Jed comes from was born in the same place I was. So
I will say to the chat, has anybody seen this film? Is it any good? It looks like nobody's
haven't.
seen it.
I have not.
homework.
Yeah, I'll probably watch it. I think it's on. It might be on Amazon. I might check it out on Amazon.
I will just say this channel is not affiliated with Amazon. However, Mr.
Take the
Bezos,
money.
shekels, throw them this way. We won't say no. Are we saying homework maybe then for this one?
Well, I'll take a look.
And if it's any good, maybe we could have a new feature on the show next week. The MegaGeek also recommends.
Well,
I say go for
I
it.
only recommend films that I think is worth people seeing. You know, there are some films
Well,
you
yeah, if it's any
recommend
good,
that you know that people won't enjoy it, but you liked it. You know, so you know, I don't know.
Like Rebecca Gold's Bad Day.
No, I tell you a film I really like
Killing
that people
Zone?
don't seem to appreciate is a film called Why You Were Sleeping with Sandra Bullock. I really liked that film.
You
My
could do a
guilty
guilty
pleasure.
feature.
Yeah, it's a guilty pleasure. Yeah, that's my guilty pleasure.
Right, okay, next week. So we've got Not Brian Young Recommends and the MegaGeeks Guilty Pleasure.
Guilty
So-
pleasures. Yeah, I could do that, I guess. Yeah.
Right, so Mega Geeks Guilty, if I can spell it right, Guilty Pleasure.
Guilty. Yeah, that's how you spell it.
Whatever happened to talking shit for a bit with Cockney?
Yeah, but he always does that. You don't even have to put a title up for it. He just does it
Easy.
anyway.
He's in the chat. You'll upset him.
He knows I love him.
So, as I said,
No, you can take a joke.
2003.
He's fine.
You can. 2003 timeline. Paul Walker, Gerard Butler, Billy Connolly. Nobody's seen it. Possibly homework for the week.
Is it based
Okay.
on a novel? Is it
Pass.
is it who Is it the guy who did Jurassic Park? I don't know.
Oh, you are correct.
What's his name?
Michael Crichton.
Michael Crichton. I knew it was based on a novel. Yeah. Michael
Oh,
Crichton.
nice.
So
Michael
it
Crichton.
may be good.
Well, we'll see.
Right.
We'll
so
see. I thought Captain Marvel was going to be alright, but it wasn't. It was bollocks.
no, it was bollocks. So this is Richard Donner's last
And what a
directorial
good
credit.
one to go out in. This is a great movie.
2006, 16 blocks. Bruce Willis, and probably when Bruce Willis gave a shit.
Yes, that is true. I love this film. 16 Blocks. What a great movie. Anybody else seen it?
Negative.
No.
No, you should watch it. It's on Amazon for free. So watch it. It's a really good movie.
I will just say this channel is not affiliated with Amazon or Amazon Prime. Although I will say, if Mr. Bezos wants to throw some De Niro, some shekels,
Robert De Niro.
some pounds,
Is
some
that
sterling.
the third time you've said that, or am I having a stroke?
No,
You
it's
know,
the
every
third
time
time
you
he's
mention
saying it.
Amazon, Mr. Brown's got to say his line.
Every time you say what?
Every time
No, don't say
somebody
it.
mentions Amazon, you've got to say your
I
line
will
about,
just say
I'm
for
not
the folks
affiliated.
that-
It's got a recording.
Moving on.
That's it. Just play. It's the recording.
Moving on. So, MegaGeek, 16 blocks. Why should we watch it?
16 Blocks is a great thriller. It's basically the synopsis is Bruce Willis plays a cop,
Nice word.
a drunk cop who basically has given up on life, and he's given this job to Usher. Is it Mos Def? Whatever his name is, Mos Def. He plays the Usher. This
Steph. Yeah.
ushered this criminal to the court that he's due at 10 o'clock in the court, and basically he's going to confess or he's basically got evidence against corrupt cops. And so when Bruce Willis is told to do this, he goes out there and people try to kill him and and they have to survive. They have to try and get to the court on time, and it's 16 blocks to the court. And yeah, that's basically what it's about. So it's a good premise, but it's a good movie as well. It's got some really great directional bits in there, and it's really tense in some scenes. And the relationship between Mos Def and Bruce Willis's character is really good. It really works, and it's got a nice ending as well. So there you go. I recommend it.
Right. So I think homework, by the sounds of it.
I mean, you guys don't have to watch it. I loved it though when I first saw it. I saw it 5 times. No, actually 3 times. I think, was it 2 times in the cinema? And then I got it on DVD and I got it on Blu-ray. So, and then I watched it on on Amazon as well.
I will say in the chat, Wookie Fever 1969. Other Amazons are available. Blah blah blah. Jeff, send us some money. Blah 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 blah. We are not affiliated with you. Blah 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 blah.
It's a good film.
Moving on.
Watch it. Watch it.
Mr. Angel says the antagonists in 16 blocks steal the show. In my opinion, he is truly menacing.
Yes. What's his name? Moss. Can't remember the actor's
Def
name.
Moss.
No. Who's the
David
villain
Moss.
in this? What's his name?
Is it David Moss? It says it
Moss,
on the
Yes,
screen.
David Moss.
Yeah, Bruce Willis, Mos Def, and David Morse.
Yeah, he's really good in the film. Really good. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's a really good movie, in my opinion. So if you want a good thriller, watch it.
Before we get off of the subject of Richard Donner, did you guys know that he helped out with some of the X-Men movies?
Yes, he did. He
Oh, I
produced,
didn't know that.
Because his
the
wife
first X-Men
was
movie.
Lauren Schuler Donner was an executive producer, so I think he helped out with X1, X2, and Days of Future Past.
And also Logan as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So that explains a lot why those movies were so good, because they got a little bit of the Donner touch, in my opinion, because he really he really did know his superhero stuff, in my opinion.
So
Yeah.
do you.
Top trivia, Reni.
Yeah. So
Well done, Reni. That is the
I know my X-Men.
that is the toppest of trivia. Well
It's a
done.
bit problematic today, isn't it? X-Men, isn't it? So they're going to change that soon.
X-
Oh
Person-
yeah, like they said in Dark Phoenix. That was
Oh,
so
yeah.
stupid. Dumbest X-Men movie ever, by the way. Don't watch it if you haven't seen it.
I don't know
Can
what's
I
it.
be
Scarf.
toxic white male,
Go on then.
please? Why don't they just fuck off?
Yeah.
Maybe
Fuck
they
off.
Maybe
Was it
they
Ethan
should.
Van Sciver says, just build a trebuchet and launch him into space?
Fuck
There
off.
you go.
Fuck off.
Put Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson in there.
Captain in the chat says ex-wankers. Yeah. Fuck off. Hashtag fuck off.
Stop wasting everything, for Christ's sake.
Okay, so that was Donna's last film that he directed. I've got a couple more notes if you want me to read them to kind of finish off the last 10 minutes. Turned down or considered, was offered the opportunity to direct, wait for it, this is a good one, Superman 4: The Quest for Peace.
Who was turned down at?
Donna.
Sorry. Yeah, well, Donna's clever, isn't he? Why would he want to direct that?
Oh, but
He
it could have been so
he
much
declined.
better.
She's not wrong. Was actively pursued by Michael Crichton,
Crichton.
Crichton. Yeah.
Smeek, to direct Jurassic Park 1993. Moving on. Turned down the offer to direct, get this, Alien 3 1992.
A wise choice.
Oh man. Could you imagine how much better that would have been?
I don't know. With that story, I don't think you could have made it much better, to be honest.
But
Alien
he could have
3.
made some changes, you know?
If he was allowed to do
Let's
that,
kill
then
Hicks and Newt.
that was
Ta-da!
the worst decision made.
Fincher was kind of like screwed in that one, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He did the
Yeah,
best of what he
pretty
could.
much.
Good, yeah. Fincher. He's a good director, Fincher. I like him.
Yeah, I
Did,
actually like
did
him.
he direct the film that you're not allowed to mention? The
What
first
film?
rule.
Oh yes, he did, yeah.
The first rule of is and
Fight
then the
Club.
second-
The first rule of
You-
Fight Club's not to mention Fight Club.
and what
Second
did
rule
you
of Fight
just do?
Club's not to mention Fight Club.
And what have you just done?
I was
Mentioned
never
it.
one for rules. Me, never one for rules. So there you go. And I thought Fight Club was okay. I didn't think it was the genius everybody kept saying it was.
I liked
That's
it.
just me.
I
It was
think I've
alright.
only probably seen it once, but I liked
It
it.
was like, well, it's really great. It's a genius piece of filmmaking. I'm like, yeah, it was alright.
I
Yeah.
liked
Films
his
that have
version.
twists tend to be kind of overrated, don't they?
Yeah.
I liked his
Yeah.
version of the girl with the dragon tattoo. I think he did a really good job for it, and I don't think he got the credit he deserved. It was actually pretty close to the book, and I thought it was good.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Was next point was considered to direct Judge Dredd 1995.
I think that would have been a better choice.
Although what's his name, Danny Cannon or whatever, he probably did okay with what he had.
Studio interference again, wasn't it? That was the worst thing about it.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple of personal quotes. I've probably said these before, but we'll do them again. Personal quotes on Mel Gibson. Mel Gibson is God's gift to a director, but he tells the worst jokes in the world, much like MegaGeek and myself. Moving on. I'm determined to kill it before 3 hours. Don't worry. Again, on Mel Gibson, the most exciting thing that's coming into my life as an actor and a friend He's a very special human being. He obviously
Oh.
likes Mel Gibson. Richard
Oh.
Donner likes Mel Gibson. The most
Of course he does.
Yeah. It just says he's a very special human being.
Oh, maybe he is. Who knows?
Maybe that's before he turned crazy. You know?
Did he
What
turn
did
crazy?
he
though?
say anyway? Did he say something really horrible about the Jewish people? What did he?
Just
What
a
did he
bit.
do? Because I don't know the story behind this at all.
I think he abused a policewoman
He abused a policewoman.
verbally.
He was pissed up,
Anti-Semitic
wasn't
stuff.
he? He was
Yeah.
pissed up, wasn't he? He got arrested, something, you know.
2006.
Yeah, he was pissed up, and he just fucking lost it.
Yeah, he
Apparently
flew
had
off
a
the
bit of a
handle.
history for that. Sorry, Reni.
I remember there was this tape, wasn't there? There was this tape where he ranted on.
That's it.
Yeah, is that the one?
No,
I
I think
believe
actually,
so,
sorry, that
yeah.
was his partner had actually recorded it,
Yeah.
the stuff he was saying, but I think the policewoman was a separate incident.
But I think Matt will back me up on this. Is it the fall of the Cabal? Wasn't he mentioned on that?
He might have been, actually. You might be right. I can't remember. It's been ages since I watched it, but you might be
He
right.
basically called out all the bastards in Hollywood,
Yeah.
basically, and that's why he's
Well, I mean-
been. Yeah.
Yeah, this is why he supports Mel Gibson, because Gibson's against all that as well. So this is why Gibson's never implicated in these documentaries, because
Yeah.
he's wise to the bullshit and all the nastiness going on behind the scenes in Hollywood. So yeah, Donner would, he's an ally of Gibson's.
Yeah,
Or was.
he's called them all out. Yeah.
Yeah, another reason to support Donner and appreciate his work, because the guy's got his head screwed on, or had his head
Yeah.
screwed on.
So there's kind of more going on behind the scenes with
Oh, yeah.
Mel Gibson. Okay. I'll read the Christopher Reeve quote again. He's the real life Superman. I know I will see him walk again. Well, there you go. So, any other notes I've got? Let's have a look. I think that's it. So, 3 hours, that, guys. Can you believe it?
Wow.
Jeez.
Doesn't
Before
feel
we
like 3
disappear-
hours.
Yeah.
Go on, Brian.
Before we disappear, what about the trailer for Val that dropped this week? Anyone see that?
What about it?
I haven't seen it.
Wow.
It's Val Kilmer's life story.
Oh,
Oh,
of course.
on
I saw
camera,
the trailer for that.
documentary.
Yes.
I saw
Oh
the
no, I
trailer for
haven't
that,
seen
yeah.
that.
I think it could be heartbreaking
Thank you,
considering
MC.
what happened to Val Kilmer's health in recent years. To be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm
yeah.
looking forward to seeing it.
Oh, you guys, I saw him in person in Dallas a couple years ago. He was at the Comic-Con that we had, and he just looks so sad and pathetic. He was in worse shape than Tim Curry. It's pretty bad.
Wow.
Stage 4 cancer, didn't he, of the throat? It's a miracle he's still alive.
Yeah, he was in a wheelchair. I mean, he looked like he
Oh,
just
really?
had a stroke, and I want to say he had a stroke, but like it was awful. He aged so badly, and he's not that old.
He's going to be in the Top Gun Maverick, isn't he?
Don't know how they're going to do it because a couple of films he's done since they've had to dub his voice because he can't really speak anymore. That bad.
Is it just recent then? Because
2014, I think he first took
oh,
him.
okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was a few years back because I saw him in 2019, and he was in horrible shape, and I was just like, oh my god, poor
Really?
thing. It was sad.
And the man was a god in cinema, wasn't he?
Yeah,
He wasn't a
It's a shame.
bad Bruce Wayne, to be fair.
Yeah.
I didn't care for him in Batman, but like I just felt so bad for him. I was just like, oh my god, how did he go from being this like tough guy to
That's a horrible,
this
horrible.
pitiful guy?
Shame. Anyway, killed the stream with that one. Anyway,
Cheers, Brian.
Guys, you're welcome.
we were finishing at 3 hours, so you've just put the nail a minute early. So I will just say to everybody in the chat, a long one tonight, 3 hours. You've stuck with us to the end. I salute every single one of you. So I would say subscribe, but I know you already have. So genuinely, we are nothing without you guys. So cheers, boys and girls.
thanks, chat.
I was going to ask, I think MegaGeek's away for a second because I was just going to ask him for kind of a final sum up with Richard Donner. Brian, do you want to maybe say a line or two about Richard Donner?
Some
maybe
terrific films over the years. Obviously, I said the Omen one was my favourite, but who else has started off so many IPs that have gone on with such longevity? It's a sad, sad loss, but I mean, he had a good innings, didn't he? And he leaves a brilliant legacy behind.
Yeah.
He had a great innings.
Yeah, a good line.
Swappers?
There's a lot of films that I realised after doing this little view of his career that I didn't know he did. I didn't know he made, and I'm now inclined to go back and watch them. I will watch them with a renewed appreciation as well when I do get a chance to sit down and actually see a film. Like 16 Blocks, for instance, kind of went straight over my head. So I will now, on Ian's recommendation, definitely be watching that at some point.
Yeah. Maybe if you're not watching the football tomorrow, watch Lethal Weapon instead. Who knows? Reni, a sentence?
Kind of like what Swapswap said. I didn't realize he was involved with as many films as he was. Of course, I knew about the whole X-Men thing, but I definitely didn't realize he had that big of a legacy. So I want to rewatch this stuff and just get a feel for some of it, especially the Lethal Weapon movies. It's been a little bit since
I'll agree with that. Yeah.
I've got a renewed appreciation for Richard Donner.
I will say, if I may,
good old Richard Donner.
As a kid, really, really liked The Omen. Superman, just brilliant. And my late mother loved Lethal Weapon, and that's good enough for me. So, MegaGeek, do you want to? You can even have a paragraph or two discussing, to sum up Mr. Donner.
Oh, okay. As far as I was concerned, Richard Donner is a very, very talented director, and he's a great filmmaker, and he's made some iconic movies. And what can you say? He's a sad loss. That's all I can say, really. And I will miss him because he was one of my favorite directors of all time, I guess. There you go. That's all I can say about Richard Donner.
There you go, folks. So, as I said, chat, you are wonderful. We love you all. The interaction is top draw, boys and girls. So we do thank you for that. So I will thank the guests. So, Brian, thank you, my friend.
Thanks very much. It's been a fun stream tonight. I really enjoyed it.
It's been a good one.
Thanks to Matt, Ian, Reni, and obviously yourself, Mr. Brown. Thanks for having me. Always, it's an honour and a pleasure to be asked, sincerely. I can also say, against my bitter nature,
don't milk it, mate.
The best of luck to England tomorrow. We'll never hear the end of it if you win up here, but you deserve some good times after what's been happening the last year and a half, so all the best.
I think we deserve some good times. So, cheers, my friend. So, Swap Shop, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for everyone else. Good chat as always. Always look forward to this. And good night to everyone in the chat as well. You're all great. And love reading the chats when they're brought up on the screen. So,
yeah, it's good.
Applause to everybody.
MegaGeek, thank you, my friend.
No worries. Thanks, everybody. Cheers, Brian. Cheers, Matt. Cheers, Reni. And Mr. Brown, thank you for inviting me. Thank you.
You are welcome, my friend. You know that. And last but not least, the queen of the channel, here she is, Reni Alpha.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. It's always an honor to be invited, and I feel very fortunate to know you, and as well as Brian and Ian and Matt. So it's always a pleasure speaking with you guys. Like I said, it just feels like, chatting with friends, and you forget that you're live, and it's like, oops, did I really say that? Oh, well, it's done. So, but it's always fun, and I really enjoy it. So yeah, always good times.
It wouldn't be the same without you.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel the same way.
The queen of the channel.
Not about me, about you guys. Sorry. I'm not a narcissist.
Right, guys, shall we call it a draw at that point and get out of Dodge? So I'll just say Come on, England, please. Come on, England. I don't know if we're going to be on midweek. Don't know yet. Don't know. So watch this space. I think we're doing Cockney's channel tomorrow with Battle. What is it, Reni? Battle what?
Battle wank.
Jesus Christ.
You can't handle the battle wank, stay out of the kitchen.
I think MegaGeek, I think you need to go on the Battle Wank stream tomorrow because we'll all be celebrating. Well, we'll all be celebrating England winning tomorrow.
Well, you're going to be very sad when they lose, if they lose, aren't you?
I'm going to mute you.
As I'm saying, you're just going to be really sad. I hope they don't lose, to tell you the truth, because they have been around for a long time trying to get to this point, and now they have.
Italy are fucking good, though. Oh,
yeah, I know.
Italy
I just hope they don't lose. I really do.
So, yeah. So, Battle Wank in 21 hours. We're done. So, we will see you definitely next Saturday with more film chat and blah 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 and Superman and Lois. Yay! Take care, everybody. Good night. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.